voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117, and you're tuned in to Next Podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.
And on that note, what is up, people?
What's happening?
Welcome to another episode of the Next Podcast. And guys, you should have heard what was going on behind the scenes. It is a great day to do a podcast. It is a great time to be live. We have so much to talk about, And then the funny thing was, I came up with a topics list this morning. And then so many other things popped up throughout the day. It was absolutely insane. But I will say shout out to the panel, especially Dark Optimus, man, putting in, stuff that, you want to talk about and everything. I love seeing that in the DMs, by the way.
Oh, so you saying you didn't see the shit that I posted? Like, what are you talking about?
Well, I'm saying Dark went above and beyond is what I'm saying. Like he's
saying that I was the best. I was the best
around
panel member. He's saying I'm the best panel member. He's
still all our gaming news from GRG and Friends DM anyway.
What are you talking about? There's no way. Yo,
Dark didn't have any games to play. That's why.
That's true, man.
He was pretty low. He was pretty lonely, man. He didn't have shit to play. So
nothing to play.
Well, guys, first off, shout out to the people who tune in early. What is going on, Rico Dennis? What is up, Mr. Glass Gamers? Gamut, what is going on, bro? Moggs, what is up? And of course, the first man in here, Casket Repair. What is up, brother? It is good to see you guys. As usual, we got to do the thing. Guys. We got to hit that thumbs up button. We got to share this show out wherever you go to talk games. Let gamers know that we are going in tonight. We are talking about as the old school K-Mega would say, Forza. Shout out to Dirt Griggity for bringing that back up last week, by the way. Forza. We're gonna throw in a splash of Halo. Like I thought there was at least one panel member in here that would have been dead set against it, but we could talk about what we saw, because what we saw, I believe, is absolutely phenomenal when it comes to Halo Infinite and a bunch of other things. So definitely share this out. We are getting into the intros right now and starting. Well, let's start close to home. Let's start over here in Connecticut. He is the inventor, the creator of hashtag Crispy Truth. That is right. He is here tonight for you guys. Crispy Bomb, what is going on?
How did I know you're going to start with me? That's what I would love to know. I was just like, oh, he's going to start with me. What's up, people? And yes, we have stuff to talk about, and we're on Pred's time, motherfuckers. So let's go.
We have at least 6 million things to talk about, and counting, by the way. I'm just saying, throwing it out there already. But Crispy, are you angry that I started with you? Is that what it is?
No, we're on Pred's time. Move along.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah. Next on the list, we're going to go from the closest to the furthest. We're going to go all the way to the West Coast. The man who is letting his PlayStation 5 collect dust, because he has been playing that Forza Horizon 5. It is Dark Optimus. What is up, bro?
What's up, man? Happy to be here. I haven't really played that much Forza, man, to be honest. I'm loving it, but I just haven't had time to play it, man, to be honest.
We need to check your credentials, sir. That's what we need.
I know, man. You're gonna have to get my gamer tag and my social security number and all that shit. You know.
Yeah, send them all over. Send them all over to me. And by the way, he probably hasn't been playing too much Forza Horizon because he's playing a lot of that game. He's trying to 100% complete it. It's called Twitter Spaces. So that's probably what it is.
That is true. Yeah.
All right.
Gotta get them coins, you know.
But next on the list, we are going to go to the Lone Star State, the man who said, let's make these intros quick tonight. And I'm like, who are you kidding, bro? We never do that. But Predator, what is up?
Not much, man. Happy Veterans Day to everybody out there. I know we got a lot of topics to get into, a lot of Forza, a little bit of Halo. Hopefully it doesn't last too long. And I'm sure Chris may bring up Gears, so let's go.
Halo, Gears, and Forza, huh?
There you go.
I heard people don't like that, but it seems the proof is out there that might be wrong. But always good to talk to you, bro. And next on the list, the man who has been here from the beginning, coming live from the 405, and he's got a seat right next to him for his ego. It is K Mega. What is up, bro?
The wife is out there, went to the beach out there in Texas with her homegirls. I said, okay. And so,
Spread out there?
No, yes, he got his ass here. So I mean,
Hey, I'm over here playing Halo, fucking Forza, man.
yeah.
I had to turn it down.
I knew it was safe. I knew it was safe. So I knew it was safe because Forza was here, and then Halo was right around the corner. Battlefield is tomorrow, so
that's today.
I said enjoy. I said enjoy the weekend, my love, and so said that. Anyway.
Nice.
I'm ready to get to it. As usual, I'm right here playing this damn. I'm on a Goliath, one of these Goliaths. It's testing my patience. It's testing my patience.
What difficulty you on?
Row the controller.
Expert.
Okay, so he's rolling expert. All right.
Yeah, you better than me.
Bro, I'm about to turn it down. I'm getting frustrated because this is my fourth time on doing this race now. I've got all the rest of them.
I think I'm on highly
skilled.
I
think I'm going to go down to highly skilled because that thing kept telling you, hey, you beat this race, you beat this race, you beat this race. And I said, oh, okay, cool. Now these motherfuckers get to moving and I can't catch them. Like I've been chasing show enough in fourth place for 12 minutes now and I can't catch it. So.
All right. Well, shout out to Froggy T Wright in the chat who asked a question for us. And I know it's not super chat, it's not highlighted in color, but guys, do you have a favorite back compat game to play on your series system?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite back compat?
Persona Arena. That's definitely one of my favorites.
Any of the Souls games, to be honest.
All right.
I play old games.
I was gonna say Pred doesn't play old games, so that'd be interesting. What about you, Crispy? Any favorite back compat games?
I mean, I'd say Gears 3.
Okay. As for me, oh man, let's go with SSX, the last SSX that came out.
Nice.
I did play Future
Was that
Soldier.
tricky? Was that tricky, or was that just? Oh no, that was the remake or whatever.
The
right?
one with the world, yeah, it was just SSX and it had the whole world, like.
Yeah.
That was insane. Yeah, they did a good job with that one.
I wish they would bring that fucking shit back, man.
Yo, for real. Well, they're doing like a spiritual successor to SSX. It's in development right now. But it seems like there are a lot of games in development. But guys, we got to talk about a game that came out and is setting social media on fire. Not only that, millions of people are playing and experiencing this game. That is right. We are talking about Forza Horizon 5. Now, last week, me and Predator were able to get in and kind of give our first impressions and such. We moved to New Zealand for a day, so this way we can kind of check it out and everything. But I don't know. Let's go with Crispy on this one. Crispy, have you had a chance to play Forza yet?
I have, and I'm nowhere near you and K Mega's level. I'm not even close. I don't even know what to do with this game right now. It is like extremely gorgeous. And not only that, I'm sorry, but I've played a lot of arcade racers and I got to figure out which car I'm going to use for like the whole time. That's the way I feel. Like it rides the line. If you use the wrong car, you're not going anywhere. You gotta pick the car that's right for you. Like I'm used to 4-wheel drive, and I've already picked the wrong car. And I'm not even gonna tell you what car because if you haven't played the game, it already gives you it gets you ramped up right off rip. Which I gotta give them credit. Like gets me already like wow, like let's do this. But I'm like, I think I picked the wrong car.
Yo,
So
Crispy, do you know that you can make any car 4-wheel drive?
how did you know that, Bot? I didn't give you full on like information, but that's interesting.
Why,
How did you know that?
That's what you did?
And no, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, no, because you said you like 4-wheel drive, and I thought to myself, you got to remember, I'm a seasoned veteran when it comes to Forza, and like you could do a swap out where you can make your car all-wheel drive basically, and any car. I made my Corvette all-wheel drive with off-road tires, so this way I can do like rally races with my Corvette, and that thing flies. That thing flies in the dirt
Listen,
now.
no. I want to like listen to that customization real quick. What you just said. Like I don't know if we've had this in a game. And this is not coming off as somebody that plays Forza all the time, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I don't know. Like Playground is a force to be reckoned with, and I've said it. Like they're the best studio they bought. Like if Fable releases in the 8+ range for meta because that's what people care about
Meta
for some
who?
reason.
What?
Exactly. Like, but that's what people care about for some reason. Like, at the end of the day, like, we could look at, oh, like, the Metacritic's great. Like, I don't care about that. I care about the gameplay. And from what I see from this game, like, all the little things that you can do on the side, but just to have fun, it makes the game. Like, it makes it what it is. And I really feel like, from what I played, it feels like an RPG in a racing genre, which is very interesting. I haven't seen it before, and I mean, Mexico is just an amazing, amazing looking country, and there's so much to see that I'm going to be into this game for a while. Am I going to play it day in and day out? No, I'm not going to beat it, like almost beat it. Like I think Pred said that he almost is done with it. Got all the achievements, but I'm
Well,
not
no,
probably ever going to do
he's talking
that.
about completing each of the areas, but I don't think about completing all the races. All right, you play a certain amount of races, get a certain amount of accolades, then you'll get like the Goliath will open up, like different showcases will open up. I think he's talking about completing all those. He's close to that. But when it comes down to it, all the races that are on the map, Pred, if you are close to knocking out all those races, I'll give you a standing ovation, bro. So, like seriously.
Yeah, me too. Because I've done all the street races and all the regular blue checkmark races, and now out of that side, that's all on the over there by the beach on the right side.
Yeah, and that's
And
kind
then
of what
so
I'm saying. I'm not on
I've
your
done all that.
guys'
If you
level.
did
I'm
everything
just
else, you're
not.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm just
So,
not. But the way you're describing it to me, it all sounds like something that like I'm going to continue to play for like multiple years. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Because I want to be able to do those things with the vehicle I want to use. You know what I mean? Like, and a lot of games like restrict you to that. You only can be rear wheel drive, or you can only do this, and it's like,
Hey, Crispy.
well.
I was gonna say, can I give you a suggestion for a car, maybe, and you can try it out. I think you would do really good in an Audi R8. It's got a V10. It's all-wheel drive, and it clings to the road, bro.
Do you know what you said? You said Audi, and I was like, yes, sir. I
Oh,
want Audi.
really? Yes.
Yeah. You're weird, dude. You're bugging me out now. No, go on to the next person.
All right.
You're
all
starting
right.
to bug me out. You're reading my freaking mind, and I don't like that.
I told you Bot was a freak, man.
Yes. Like that should be my middle name. I am gonna hit
He's
Twitter.
reading my mind. It's weird.
I'm hitting
Stop.
Twitter as FreakBot448. Let's go to Dark real quick. Yo, Dark. You said you haven't been able to play too much of it. Of course, Twitter Spaces does take up a lot of your time. I do understand that, but from what you've played so far, what are your kind of like thoughts, impressions? What do you like? What don't you like so much, man? Let us know here.
I really like the setting. The it being in Mexico this time around. No offense to England or anything, but England just felt very boring to me.
You know what?
And
You know what England did that Mexico, from what I see so far, it really doesn't do. The seasons are a lot more pronounced in England.
yeah, that is true. I mean, well, that's because Mexico doesn't really have like a winter season. They
No.
just kind of have like a summer
Hot or
and
wet. Hot or wet.
yeah, hot or wet. Yeah, it's not really like a seasonal place.
That's how I like it. Hot and wet.
Oh wow. I gotta think before I talk. Sometimes I forget.
Yeah, I know, man.
Predator's on the panel, so.
But honestly, man, I mean, I'm liking the game. I mean, the game is gorgeous looking. I mean, if on my Series S, it looks fantastic. I mean, I put it in performance mode, and it looks great. I did swap it down to quality mode just to see what it looks like. I will say that the cars and the environment looks better in quality mode, but that 60 frames per second doesn't top that at all. Like you gotta play it in 60 or higher. It's a lot of fun. I'm having a blast when I am playing it. When I do a few races here and there, I'm having fun with it. I do like seeing like you guys like on the driver towers. It's funny, I'll see like one day I was driving and Don was there, right? And he kept
and he definitely
hitting me.
Yes,
he kept on hitting me, dude. I'm all like, what the fuck? I was like, this is playing exactly like how Don plays.
When
like,
you
what
see
the
Don,
hell?
when you see the Don in the race, you just steer clear of him. You try to you
just
try to
gotta
get a
steer
car
clear,
in
man.
between you and him while you're passing, because he will hit you. He will hit you. Yeah. Is there anything that like I don't know you thought maybe was overhyped or anything that you would take as a negative so far from playing this game?
Not so far. I mean, I wouldn't say anything that was too negative about it. I would say probably, it would be better if I had a Series X, you know. I think it is a little bit more downgraded on the Series S in terms of the way it looks. Because I mean, I've seen Series X screenshots, and I'm just like, how come my game doesn't look like that at times? But I mean, other than that, it's really not. I feel like this one is. I feel like a lot of people are trying to make this more of a visual showcase than they are trying to make it like about the gameplay and the fun factor of it, because this one's a lot of fun. I mean,
Oh,
there's a
dude,
lot of stuff
that started previous
that
generation. Everything like, oh, this game's great. Look how it looks. Like that.
yeah
Dude,
yeah
come on.
it's like, who gives a shit about what it looks like, as long as it's playing fantastic. I mean, look at me, I play a lot of Souls games, right? And those don't look great, those don't look fantastic, but I love the gameplay. And this is what that has is Forza Horizon 5 has that gameplay that can be matched by anybody else. to be honest.
Ooh.
When it comes to card games.
He said there is no rival that comes close to this. Now, I do like that, you point out gameplay and stuff like that. And I feel that Forza Horizon 5 is kind of like the best of both worlds, man. When it comes to the visuals and then the solid gameplay, I think it's all around a great game. But I don't know. Let's go to K Mega. K Mega, are you still racing, sir? I'll take that as a yes. Mega.
Muted.
Mega.
I'm here.
Hello.
What? Yeah.
Hi. Thank you for joining us, man.
I was on a call. I was on a call. What's going on?
He was calling his wife to make sure she's nowhere near Predator's house.
No, it was not my wife. It was one of my people out there in out there in Houston. And if anything went crazy, then I would have made sure that there was going to be some repercussions to be paid. No, I'm just playing. It was a friend, old friend of mine that I haven't talked to in a long time, and so I was everybody else was talking, so I was like, oh, it's not my turn. But he did say, because I told him, I said, there's this racer that I think that you should play, and I said there's two of them, and I said that would probably get you to jump and get you a damn Series X, and then he was asking me about it and everything, and I was telling him about it, and then he said, well, tell him he says, give me a shout out and say that Gold Soul, if anybody wants to see him on Overwatch, because that's the only game that he plays, is that go hit him up. So Gold Soul. Anyway.
Nice. I'm a Zenyatta main, by the way, in Overwatch. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway. So we're talking about Forza, right?
Yeah. What do you think, bro? I know you're kind of playing it, but
yeah, I'm playing it right now. Yeah, I'm over here in fourth place. I'm over here trying to catch Anchorman V right now. I'm gonna catch it, punk ass.
Catching Ivan. Ivan.
Yeah, I'm catching Ivan's ass. Come here. Anyway, and one thing I do love about, and I always have, is with the Drivatars, it almost feels personal because there are some Drivatars that's pretty damn dirty. You know what I'm saying? There's some dirty ass Drivatars.
The Don, K Mega. Some dirty Drivatars, man.
God is a dirty motherfucker.
What are you talking about?
God is filthy, but I surpassed him now, so I don't even see him no more. But, but anyway, another thing too. But whatever happened to you giving me the invite to a club? I thought you gave me one, but
not either.
No, yeah, you have to search next. Like I can't send it.
Oh no. I got an invite and I thought it was you, but it was Fuzzy. And I was like, oh, well, Fuzzy must be in the group. And next thing you know, it was Fuzzy's group. And I was like, oh, shit. So I thought it was yours. So, I was like,
well, I created the group when I was in New Zealand. And for some rhyme or reason, they're like, I can search for the group and it's there, but I can't get into that kind of like group clubhouse and mess with the.
Oh, yeah, you got locked out because you got to go back to New Zealand. So you just got to redo a whole nother one.
I can do that.
Okay. All right. Anyway. Okay. So I guess I'll start off with the complaints, right? Okay. The complaints, the one problem that a couple of problems that I do have. One is definitely the customization of the character and the voice of the character. I wish that they had more variety. I mean, it's not that really big of a deal, but when you are playing the story mode, I get that there's a tie-in to 4, right? So far from what I've been playing. So
yeah, you're English, man.
You're an English guy. So I get it, right? But the variety in just for certain people. Now the variety for women is fantastic. They got that right? Like there's all different types of variety for women. But for men, especially for light-skinned black men, it ain't pop. Like
I told you last week, right? Remember I told you that last week.
Yeah, we got to either be like Asian or Latino or, you know what I'm saying, or just maybe, a dark-skinned white dude. I don't know, but regardless, they for the public like that saying like, we don't exist or some shit, right? And so I got a problem with that. But I will say that, I got my dude dressed up, wearing his mask and everything, so I don't have to, because the light-skinned dude that I picked, his lips is all pooched out. He looks like he's doing duck face the whole time when he talks. And it's horrible. So I'm just like, I got a mask on. So I'm like, I appreciate that. So, other than that, I do like the variety of clothes and stuff that they're doing. The emojis are really weird. Like some of them are cool, but some of them are just like. But again, that's just me nitpicking. Another issue that I can say is it's not really an issue. It's just the fact that it seems like, and it's not, and I don't mind difficulty, but the game is a lot harder than 4 and 3 by far, and that's fine because I got to a point to where I was in 3 where I got to, and in 2 where I was in playing it unbeatable. 4, I was the level before that, and I can't remember what level that is. On here, I got to. They kept saying, "Hey, you winning." So I'm on right now. I'm on expert. Man, this game is unforgiving. You got to be.
I go highly skilled, bro. Highly skilled.
I recorded me and I was going to try to give it to you, but I've been no life in this damn game, so I apologize for the gameplay. But I wanted to show I damn near raced perfect on a gauntlet race, and I still came up 11th. That's how bad it got because I just picked the wrong car. So it goes into you have to pick the right type of car, but you also have to be really, really, really skilled in tuning. I'm learning. I know there was other people that I like, Blade and Dealer and other people like that are really skilled in that. Don, he'll try to give himself credit, but he learned from people that we know, so therefore I won't give him the credit. But I really do think that it's but other than that, those are really my 2 complaints. I know that on the 60 mode, there's been some pop in. And so I play on the 30 because the game is just too gorgeous to me to just, I got to look at everything. The game is just absolutely beautiful. So I'm cool. And you still get that sense of speed. And I don't, and even when you're racing people online, there was people that was racing 60. There was people that was online that was racing at 120. And I still was, if I didn't get first, at least I was second or third or whatever, and I was still competing. So, so right there, that's a good sign. I know that there were some people that were saying that they were having some problems on the PC, things like that. I have not played this game yet on the PC. Or I was seeing people that was posting that they were having issues on the Xbox One. I don't know how frequent that was or whatever. You know how people will just show stuff and then they swear that it's absolutely rampant. But those are the only complaints that I have. Now to the good stuff, right? This Forza Horizon 1, Forza Horizon 3 are the pinnacle to me. 4 was good, but the location itself was it just wasn't enough variety for me in 4. I do like 4. 4 graphically was beautiful, but it just didn't seem like it didn't have enough variety. 2 was just so overwhelming because I beat every race in that game, and it took me 3 years, 4 years, 5, 3, 4 years to beat it. And to beat all that, and then when I did it, it was like less than 1% because it was just so much to do. But 2 was good. I did like the location, but again, you had no fast travel and stuff like that. I mean, that it's an older game. It was like the first year of the Xbox One. But I didn't think that there would be a game that would top 3 or be in the same discussion as 3 or maybe even 1. And this game right here is I don't know. The more and more that I play it, the more and more I'm loving it, and I'm thinking this might be the best one. Mexico. When I first heard him say Mexico, I was like, oh, okay, that should be interesting, And now, like Crispy was saying, the locations are so beautiful. Now I understand why my son went like 5-6 times in Mexico in like 3 years. At first I was thinking like maybe he was over here, he got the owed the cartel some because I'm like, man, he's going to Mexico. But just the atmosphere and just the location, it's so much variety out in this. It makes me want to actually go and visit Mexico, man. It's just beautiful. And that's what I liked about the first one and definitely the third one, because it just, like Australia, who would have thought Australia was the way that it was, and so like Mexico just brings that, like, so when a lot of people talk about Tokyo and things like that, like, I mean, Tokyo could definitely be a lot of variety because there's mountains, snow mountains and things like that out there. But, it would be primarily about street racing and things like that, you would think. But to pick this area and then it just fits, like, this is just a perfect environment for this type of game. And I can't wait to see whatever that what they add to it. The controls are top notch.
Mhm.
The graphics is top notch. I knew this game was going to do well, but we could actually maybe see this game getting close to 10 million players this weekend, because there's still a lot of people who hasn't really got a chance to really play this game yet because people have been working through the week. So by the weekend, we could actually see this game hitting up 10 million, and that right there, if this game doesn't get put in the discussion or nominated for Game of the Year, then it's a travesty. I said this last week, and I'll say it again. This game is just it's amazing. It is gorgeous. It hits all the notes. It's selling well, man. I mean, it's outdoing Call of Duty on the Xbox One. I mean, on the Xbox. Like, it was like the $100 version was top five, was like top 5 or 4 or 5, and Call of Duty was number 1, of course. Was number 1 was it yesterday, or it was yesterday evening. 3 of the Forza categories, like the deluxe, it was the deluxe, the premium, and the $100 version was 1, 2, and 3, and COD was number 6. Like, that should tell you something. Like, people are gravitating to this game like nothing. Like, this is a phenomenon for, like, a racer, for people to call this a niche. Yeah, it's really niche, which racing is got niche, kind of like fighting. But for a game to hit like this, and that's a racer, that should tell you something. And I can't say enough about what Playground.
With you talking about how it's hitting right now, do you think this is kind of like, I know this is the 5th iteration, but again, people are always saying how racing is niche. I think a certain person on this panel loves saying that to me quite often. But
I know what you're talking about.
do you think this is kind of like the coming out party for Horizon, that it's reaching that wider set of gamers out there?
Horizon 3 set the bar, right? Like, at that time, because that was when I think everybody started noticing the game, right? And it also comes to show how amazing that this game is, because it was selling well every time, especially during the Xbox One era, when Xbox One was supposed to be the most hated console around.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. Like, I mean, like, this, and it's a racer. Like, I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing. There's only one other. Well, Need for Speed has been very, very popular, and it's got the most sales because Need for Speed's been out forever. But Need for Speed is nothing of what it used to be. And there's only really one other racer that's had this type of acclaim, and that's Gran Turismo. This game is going well beyond Gran Turismo standards. Like, think about that. Like, Gran Turismo was hitting almost 17, 18 million back in the days during the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 era. This game, Forza Horizon, is hitting past that. It's already a $1 billion franchise, and it's just like, and it's overtaking, a really popular, strong, well-acclaimed racer in Forza Motorsport. Like, so that to me is just something to look at. Is like, well, Xbox is not as hated as way it is, and then this game has just been so revolutionary in what they do. Is that they push the envelope into something that's just amazing. I mean, it's crazy.
Do you like I just want to point this out.
Mhm.
Like, how many people bought the game or the expansion that included DLC, 2 DLCs, And bought the early access. How many people did that? What it was close to 2 million. It wasn't far
I
off.
bought it. I bought the $44 version.
I didn't,
yeah.
but at the same time, like you've nearly tripled what the people bought. And to be honest, you look at 6 million and you say that's nothing, but to Xbox, that's 6 million people that either bought the game or bought the DLC or subscribed to Game Pass.
That
That's the
was going to be my
way they
last
look
point,
at
right?
it.
Yeah, that was going to be my last point. Was like, think about that. Like, there's 4 versions of how you can play this game, and that is what Crispy was saying. Like, okay, you can get the premium. You can get, if you got Game Pass. If you can get the $100 version, I always usually get the $100 version, but on this one, because Battlefield was here, I got to kind of stay in the budget. I got to stay in the budget. So, and I got the $100 version of Battlefield. So that, it's kind of, and then Halo's is right around the corner. So, I was like, okay, let's just go ahead and do this, and then I'll buy Forza later on, probably sometime next month. So this is the thing for me, is just to think about that, and then you got also the deluxe version, which is 70 some bucks. And then you got the regular standard version. Now the deluxe version wasn't there. It was only in the top 3 or whatever when I looked yesterday. But it was the standard, it was the premium, and it was the premium add-on. And then you think about that, and then you think about everybody else who had what? Let's say, you got over 20 million people that has access to play Forza. Come on, man. They're making money hand over fist off of this game. It's crazy.
Well,
It's crazy. It's just crazy.
No. Well, I think whatever profit they make off this game is definitely deserved. You know what I'm saying? There's some games out there.
No doubt.
You look at like the new Call of Duty, which in terms of meta is one of the lowest ones, and listening to some feedback from people in terms of that game, it's
People
really
aren't liking it.
Huh? No,
People aren't liking it.
I haven't
Call
heard
of Duty homeboys. I had Call of Duty homeboys. Like you can ask Don that we came in here as a homeboy that he's not into. He don't be listening to podcasts. He don't be doing anything like that. He just saw me in a party and he was just saying what's up. And then he came in there and he was playing Vanguard. And he's a big Call of Duty like nut. Like that's his life. He plays that and NBA 2K. That's it. That's his only games he plays. And he was in here and I was like, man, how you digging it? He was like, man, this game sucks, man. And I was like, what? Yeah, he said this shit sucks, bro.
But it's still gonna make money. It's a multi-platform.
No, it's COD. It's like what I told Don last night. I said COD is like a comfort food. It's you know what I'm saying? Like you know that the potato chips ain't good for you, but you know what I'm saying? But you go anyway because they're good. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Right, like Pringle Ruffles. But that's the thing. Like it's a comfort game. Like what that game is. It isn't going to go too far from what it's supposed to be. And it's just a comfort game. There's nothing wrong with that. Like you're familiar with it, you know what you're going to get with the game. It's just to get your mind off of bullshit from work or just people or whatever. And
my homie Mooch,
and for people to say this,
my homie Mooch is like he's doing his whole Call of Duty promotion thing on social media, trying to like.
Oh, I seen Crap doing the same thing too.
Yeah.
Call of Booty.
But no.
I'm like,
when I listen to. When I listen to people say to me that play COD like that, like religious, and he comes out, he says, man, zombies ain't that good. He was like, man, I said, you playing it right now? He says, man, this is really the only thing I'm playing. He says, I'm just gonna play this for a little while, and I'm gonna play some 2K. And I was just like, damn, bro. He's like, I said, well, what about the story mode? He's like, I don't play the story mode. I just could do number multiplayer. I said, well, maybe if you play the story mode, you might get a different, and that's what we was talking about. But that's a testament to what's going on because this is a racer, a niche title that's going up a behemoth in Call of Duty, and it's not only standing toe to toe, it's outboxing this behemoth right now. So it's pretty fantastic, man. It's pretty.
And
fantastic.
Forza is only on 2 platforms.
Right.
So
Yeah, well, that's what we could go and say. Like, what did they say? 65% is playing COD on PlayStation, and
Mhm.
it's like under. Oh no, it's just over 30, like 32%.
You said
Is
playing or
playing on
sales?
Xbox. I believe playing. I don't
okay.
believe sales.
Well, I mean,
And that's maybe they're like lumping some in with PC. I don't know. Like they didn't include PC. All I saw was Xbox and PlayStation. So I don't know. Like, all I know is that Call of Duty lost its luster a long time ago for me. And at the end of the day, you can look at certain games and say they can lose their luster for people. And I don't hate people for that
We're
because
talking about Call of Duty right now.
yeah,
How do we
yeah.
get
No,
on this topic?
I'm trying.
well, it
Like,
did
I'm
just
waiting for
come
the
out.
space.
It's still relevant.
I'm
mean,
waiting for the
you
space to
know.
bring it back to Forza real quick because I haven't shared my thoughts and opinions yet.
Well, then share your thoughts.
Neither have
And
I.
of course Predator. Yeah, and of course Predator. Well, all right, I'm gonna say a couple things, and then you can piggyback off that, and then kind of go into your thoughts and opinions or whatnot. Uh, when it comes to this game, first off, graphically, absolutely gorgeous. Whether you're on a Series S, Series X, Windows PC, and people out there that were talking about cross-gen games in terms of scalability. This right here is the epitome of you don't know what the hell you're talking about if you're like Xbox One is going to hold this game back because even the people out there who make money on kind of like reviewing these games performance wise and stuff like that cannot believe what Playground has done with this game going from the original Xbox One to the Xbox One X to the Series S to the Series X and how good it is on each one of those platforms and of course PC as well. So anybody who wants to talk about scalability, holding back games and such, all I have to do is point you to this game and what everybody is saying about this game, regardless of the platform. Now, of course, Xbox One, Xbox One X, you have to deal with the load times, and from what I hear, the load times are pretty long on those
Yeah.
platforms. But I mean, that's what you're gonna have to deal with if you're not into this generation of gaming yet. That was one of the features that was talked about getting into the Series S to the Series X with the SSD. Dramatic kind of like decrease in load times, and it is a dramatic decrease in load times, man. One of the things that when I played past Horizon games, whether it was Horizon 3, Horizon 4, the amount of time it took to load in certain aspects of the game was borderline. Man, I really didn't like it. It was borderline and kind of taking me out of the fun, out of the game. That doesn't happen with this. Now, uh, absolutely love this. This is at least my second favorite Horizon. Only Forza, the original Forza Horizon 1 has any competition with this for me and kind of like my gaming situation. Another really
But
great
but
what
real fast. What is the reason? What is it that made one better? Because I was thinking the same thing until I found something on this game that they have that's similar to one. What is it for
uh
you?
um the kind of like emphasis on your crew in in
Oh,
in
okay,
number
okay,
one.
okay.
There was something called the crew car garage in
Hmm.
one where anybody in the crew can put in your tuned and your kind of like modified cars into that garage, right? And then anybody from your crew can use those cars, whether it's for their single player racing or to go online multiplayer. There was a lot of emphasis on
That's right.
the crew in Horizon, and you know me, bro. I love racing with people. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? And
right.
and that
For me,
right
it was
there,
the boss battles. For me, it was the boss battle. That's why one
and
was
that
so
that was the
great.
second one. The second part was the
And
boss
they
battle.
have race boss battles in here.
Really?
Yes, in the street in a street thing. Once you beat the street stuff, there's a there's a whole segment of those. It's those gold whatever. And I'm sorry, I'll be quick, Craig, but it's like um you open that up, you open that part up, and then you go talk to that one guy that wants you to look around, and the next thing you know, it's a tie-in to 4, and one of these people want to challenge you to a race, and then it's like a whole little segment of you got to race all these people. And I thought that was just awesome. Yeah, so they have that.
Nice. Yo, real quick, shout out to Gamers Gambit hitting up that super chat. That is right, people. The super chat does indeed work. Yo, thank you so much for the support. He says, shout out to the panel for the Forza hype. He said, just keep Xbot busy so I can pass him on the leaderboards. Bro, I have the weekend off from work. You better put some work in, brother, because I know I will. I'm just saying, I got to work tomorrow until 2 p.m., but then I am off until Monday. So I'm putting that work in, brother. I'm putting that work in. But shout out to you. Thank you again for the support. Now, I do want to say there's a couple things that I found that I feel Playground needs to fix somehow, some way. And a lot of it, and I didn't hear a lot of you guys talking about this, is it's within online racing. First off, there were sections, and I know they're putting together patches for this first thing that I'm going to say. There are points in time where I am constantly kicked offline. And then I hit to go back online for a second, and immediately kicked again. And it is a situation that people are having in the game. They already kind of did like a preliminary patch, and they're going to work to kind of like make it more stable as we go. The second thing I noticed, with this being a cross-gen game, this is my hypothesis on why this is happening. There are times where I'm trying to go into was it Forza Open, into racing, the online racing part of it, where you just you got a different like 4 or 5 races as a championship and such. There are times where before the race they show your car, they show you on stage, and then they're like fast traveling players and stuff like that. There are times where that takes forever, absolutely forever, before you get into a race. And I think I know the reason why.
An upgrade.
I think I know the reason why. No, I don't need an upgrade. I think because it is cross-gen, right? And you have different gamers getting into this race at different times. So if you're getting like a lot of Xbox One users into the race but at different times, you're still waiting for them to load in as well.
Yep.
And they're loading in at different times. Yep. So it drags.
Remember Anthem?
Oh my goodness! No,
yeah,
but
that's how it was. Yeah,
but we can't have that, man. There's got to be a way, either shorten kind of like the window to get people into that race or whatnot. But there's got to be a way, because
the only way they can fix that is if they just lock it into being just an Xbox.
Well, no, you can definitely shorten the window. You'll get a couple people in there, but it'll be a fraction of the time.
And they're going to use the cloud to do that.
All right. Well, check this out. Because another thing I noticed with this is, as long as that crew stays together, all right, as long as those people that are racing against each other stays together, it goes a lot quicker. You see what I'm saying? Because I feel even if you're on Xbox One, multiple people are on Xbox One, they're still loading in at the same time, because we're staying together kind of like as a group. And the time is shortened. So I feel like it's a lot of it is on the initial, kind of like when you first jump in there, or if a lot of people do jump out. You see what I'm saying? And then they got to get new people in and stuff. It can take like, I'm talking like minutes, like 5 minutes or greater sometimes. And to me, that's an issue. And it's, I feel really bad for them to have something like that. Not a lot of people have talked about it, so I don't know how widespread it is, but I do know there are issues with the online and waiting, and of course getting kicked offline as well. So I do got to say the good with the bad. I do know that Playground will be working on this to make it a little bit smoother. I do also feel that not everybody is dealing with that as well. So, but with that being said, everything else, when I do get into the races, guys, you got to play the Eliminator. I don't know if has anybody on the panel jumped into the Eliminator yet? Dude, it is so much better than 4. It's the same premise as the Eliminator in 4, but now there's so much more kind of like narration, commentary, people talking about what's going on as you're trying to be the last man standing, the last car standing throughout these races. It is such an addictive pick up and play mode, and it rewards you like crazy. Like I got out of there and I had like I say like 12 wheel spins for doing a few rounds of the Eliminator. It absolutely insane, and it is a lot of fun. I highly suggest when you just want to play for a little bit or whatnot. Try to jump into the Eliminator, see how you feel about that, because I think that is one of those kind of like sleeper modes in this game that not a lot of people talk about. But all in all, so far this is my game of the year. And that's over Psychonauts 2. Psychonauts 2 is a great game, but the replayability, of course, the looks, the gameplay, how sound the controls are, everything like that. And one more good thing in terms of this game, and then I'll give it to Predator. The pacing of the story or whatnot of the races going through the campaign. The pacing is so much better than number 4. Number 4, it felt like just like a puddle of races. Like I didn't feel any direction or anything like that when it came to Horizon 4. They had a bunch of different modes. They had a bunch of things to do, but it just felt like they were all in a bucket at random. This, I feel like there's a direction there. Like there's a direction, there's a pacing that is so much better than Forza Horizon 4. Yo, chat, let me know. Anybody who's played that, let me know if you know what I'm talking about. And of course, panel, do you guys, does that make sense to you? Because I feel like it just...
Yeah, no, you're right.
It just feels... The progression is so much more entertaining than it was in 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. So at least I know I'm not just sniffing too much glue here or anything like that.
You're definitely sniffing a lot of glue, bro.
Yo, shout out to Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat, brother. Thank you so much for the support. He says Forza Horizon 5 is the bomb. Can't wait to get off work. And then he says Forza Horizon 5 load times are fast on my PC. Loaded on my M.2 PC Master Race confirmed.
Where's Battlefield at, bro? What you doing?
Mega, is there ever going to be a time where Sir X-Man is not going to bring up his PC?
No, because I mean, when I was in the party last time I was at a party, and I mean, he brought up his PC probably every time that he talked. Every time he opened his mouth, you know what I'm saying? It was.
Hey,
it was
how many
amazing.
screens? How many screens does he use?
3 screens. 3 screens. 3 screens. 3 screens.
I think now it's 4, sir.
But I did not know that he got him. He finally he came in with the times. He got him M.2 because that is life, right? Like that's what I'm saying. Like for me, I don't have. I got the Series X and I got the and I got PC with an M.2. Yeah, no, I can't go back to the slow stuff. I just can't. Do it.
Nice. Yo, friendly neighborhood Blue Shell is in the building. What is up, brother? And he agrees that Forza Horizon 4 was, just like a bunch of races. Yeah, like I said, it didn't feel like there was any direction. Dude, I played that game to an insane amount. Don't get it twisted, but I love kind of like the feel of the progression in Forza Horizon 5. And guys, don't get it twisted. As soon as I get off this show, I will be going in and playing again. So, Predator, what are your thoughts, man? Now that you have more time, you came back, you took the plane ride back from New Zealand, so you're back in the States. How are you feeling about the game, bro?
Oh, man. I can't really say anything different than what you guys have said, just for the sake of saving some time. You guys pretty much hit everything, hit the nail right on the head. Like the M.2 thing, though, I will say what Sir X-Man was saying. Like as I'm sitting here fast traveling to every location to kind of pick up stuff that I missed, at low times it's just like insane. Like it was like super quick, so I'm able to just pop out, fast travel, do what I got to do, fast travel to the next place. Um, you were saying the difference between 4 and 5. No, I said this last week. I've never liked the Horizon series. It's not my bag. I'll play it, but I don't. I like the close track circuit better. I'm actually enjoying 5, like to the point where I think was it Crispy that brought it up earlier, talking about my achievements and stuff like that. Like I beat the main story. That wasn't that hard to do. I've done all the the little things you got to knock over with the little
The signs.
displays, whatever it is. Yeah, all the signs are done. I'm gonna finish up all the roads today. And I've knocked out pretty much almost all the achievements, but except for some of the seasonal ones that I can't do yet. And the Eliminator, I haven't beat the Eliminator yet. That's probably gonna be a harder one for
Dude,
me.
yo, it is funny. Me and my son were taking turns the other night on the Eliminator, and of course he was the one to get my first place, and he will not let me live that down. He was like, "Are you gonna go on Twitter and let everybody know I got you first place in the Eliminator?" I'm like, dude, calm down. I've been there before. It was on Horizon 4, but I've been there before. Okay, like
It's a little grindy, but you know, if I can grind through Assassin's Creed, I can grind through this. There's those. I will say there's some of those signs, man, where they put them. I swear to God, I want to beat the shit out of them. So, but I got them all, and they're not as difficult as I thought they were. They're just, you know, you have to kind of use a little bit of, I guess, a little imagination on how to get to them. But I mean, I'm loving the game. I've been driving a Bugatti. That's my
the
go-to
Devo.
car. Yeah.
Dude, I spent my
Love it.
voucher on that car.
I did too. That's what I spent my voucher on.
Nice.
And then I had to grind. It would piss me off. Had I known that I needed that achievement for the other car, I would have got that one instead. But I was able to, you know, just some tips for you guys out there. If you guys are trying to achievement hunt, like take pictures at the starting line when you do races, because like a lot of those legendary pictures that you got to take, or people are driving them, you know, in the races you're going to be in. Tune your cars too, man. Like, I mean, like you guys are saying that, like this isn't, again, I'm not a huge Horizon guy, so I'm not a huge gearhead like that, but like tuning my cars it's helped me out in a lot of races. And I'm not playing on God mode like fucking K Mega is over there, but you know, knock out your fast travel signs too. If you can get those knocked out first, you can just fast travel anywhere for free, you know.
Well,
But
yo, Blue Shell says fast travel. I drive everywhere, so
Yeah.
oh, not you achievement hunting. You're not. You gotta be driving fucking across the map. Like, like fuck that. um, I
You just
typically I
teleport.
mean, I drive through the fucking bushes, man. I don't give a fuck about the roads. I'm just like this point A to point B.
yes, yes.
You know, like I hit a tree fucking every now and then, you know, but I get those skill points as I'm going through everything. But I mean, I'm loving the game though. Like I ain't gonna sit here and lie and act like I'm not, you know, I'm hating it because it's not Forza Motorsports. Like I'm really having a good time with this game, and I'm trying to knock out everything I can before I start Battlefield. And but there are some issues with the game. It does have a lot of pop in on PC. I have not played it on Xbox yet. I do get a lot of pop in. I thought a lot of it had to do with my settings. So I was playing it. I mentioned this last week, playing 120 frames. I backed it down to 60 and up a couple of things. But 60 is a good sweet spot on PC for me. I'm not having any of the issues I was having before. But and I'm pretty sure you guys are probably having some headaches on the Xbox side. But
60 is 60. I see pop in. 30. I haven't seen any pop in.
Yeah. The sales of this game, I think y'all were talking about that earlier too. Like for them to have that many people playing this game right now, and this was in Game Pass, like that's crazy. And if this is a niche title doing that, imagine what Halo's gonna do. Like number wise, like because Halo is a king, you know. So I was kind of like when I started seeing those numbers that the first weekend that people got it, they're almost 2 million, and they bought the bigger editions,
Well,
so
they either bought the bigger edition or they bought the $45 premium add-on and played the game on Game Pass. So either way, like they paid for admission
they
on
paid
that.
for it, yeah. But that was the first weekend. Like people actually, and then it tripled. Well, yeah, it doubled. It doubled in size after it came out. So people actually, were playing in Game Pass too. So it's I don't know what it is now. Last I looked, it was over 5 million. It was well over 5
It's
million.
It was
six
a 6
million
million.
now.
Yeah,
It
it's a
was over
6
6
now.
million
So
now. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about Forza the whole show. We've been on this for an
Yeah.
hour, so we'll let it ride and get on to the next
there's
topic.
something we got to go kind of into the fanboy space real quick because there's an interesting part to this. People were talking about the Sony extremists out there they're constantly bashing Game Pass. Now, when it came to Forza Horizon on PC, the game got cracked first day that it came out. And I want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions on these guys that were always talking about support the devs. But there are Sony extremists out there. They were out there the same day talking about, yeah, this is how you do it. Yo, screw Game Pass. They're like, yo, we're gonna get the pirated game, and they're like, yo, send me the link for the torrent, and they're like, yo, I'll send you the magnet. Like they're literally these dudes that were talking about how Game Pass does not support developers and such. They're literally pirating this game now as like that's the way. And the funny thing about that is they say Xbox has no games and such, but they are going to great lengths to get their hands
Get
on
'em,
this game
yeah.
for free. Like I'm like, yo, what happened? Like, dude, what are your thoughts and opinions on that 180? Where at first it was support the devs and Game Pass doesn't give enough to the developers, to now they're like, oh, the game's cracked, and like, do they not realize that their PlayStation games are going to PC as well, and they're going to be cracked, and the same thing's going to happen there too.
They're balls deep on their lies, bro. That's what they are.
True
You
story.
just had to get
The
that balls
lies,
deep in there.
the lies, people, the lies. Like let me just take the L. Just say, hey, I was wrong. You know what? I have to, rethink how the gaming industry is going. Like, how about that? How about saying that Xbox actually has their shit together this gen? Okay, this is a new generation. Xbox actually knows what the hell they're doing. And they have a clear thought process about it. And it's to give you variety in their subscription service. That's what it is.
Yes, quality
Okay?
and variety too, man.
Well, quality is going to come. I mean, let's be
It's
honest.
here,
Like
bro.
it hasn't
It's here.
been. It hasn't.
Here. What you mean it's gonna
But
come?
it hasn't. It has. No. We're talking variety quality. We're talking Hellblade
So you saying
2
that
quality.
you're saying
We're
that there's
talking.
no-
We're talking
Come on,
shutting
Christian.
narratives down
Christian.
to absolute nothing. Like
the
they
narratives
become
has been
dust.
shut to nothing.
Yeah, but you know what? Not in their freaking crazy minds.
They're not
You
going
have
to
to
stop
understand
saying the
that.
same shit. They're not going to say that. It doesn't matter. All the information that we got today from all these studios that's going to be working on all different types of content, they're still going to say it. That Crispy, that the narrative has been killed. The variety between Game Pass. You got Japanese games. You have great indie titles. You have great AAA titles. You have great AA titles. They got it all. This year has been so loaded with content from third party, first party, second party, third party. Man, it's not even.
Can we admit though,
point.
K-Mag? Can we admit though there is still a select few that just don't get it? There is a select few, and they're generally the
Dude,
loudest few.
King Thrash is working overtime right now to try to downplay.
I'm gonna tell you.
Horizon,
You know what? I give a little bit of respect to the fact that they will stand on that fucking square. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
You know what I mean? Like they will stand on that square. They will die on that square.
It's like that.
The only thing I say is
It's like that orchestra or that band on the Titanic that's just sat there on the deck as everything was sinking, and they're like, "We're just gonna play to the end, man."
No, yeah, you're right. But that's my point. Like, there's a point in time, like, dude, I have stood on my square forever, and I said, I used to play PlayStation because it had great single player and multiplayer experiences. The time I was playing it, okay, tons of them. I'm not even kidding. Like, you had the dongle that would come off, and it would be your second player controller and have 6 slots, and you could play, NBA Live like 98 or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, and you could just play it, and you could play it with 6 people playing as their individual character. And it was always fun. It was couch co-op. That's multiplayer to me still to this day. I still enjoy multiplayer over single player. And if you're going to get me into single player, you have to have some kind of multiplayer. Now, yes, I've said this before, RPGs, those are my cake. I want to make my own story. I want to make it what I want it to be. You know what I mean? And that's the difference. And that's a single player I can get it behind. It's my story. It's not what you make it. Yes, there's linear aspects, but at the end of the day, you still make it what you want it to be. And I feel like PlayStation's just caught in this rut right now because they will not come out with an exclusive game of AAA quality that has single player and multiplayer. And I will fucking stand on that square until I see, if you're going to go old school, bring me a SOCOM. You could even bring me a Killzone and maybe redo it. Redo the original Killzone. Okay? You do that, I'm down. But I don't see any other IPs, so then I'm like, yes, I want to play that. Yes, it has story. Like Halo, stories comes before multiplayer. I suck at the multiplayer. I like the story. I like what the game provides. But I still have that option if I get good at playing in the campaign. You never know. I get good at playing in the campaign. All of a sudden I go over to multiplayer and I'm like, oh, I ain't half bad. I got 2 kills out of like 20. You know what I mean? Like, I got a couple kills. I'm like, wow, I can't believe I got a couple kills.
What happened to being on Pret Time?
Oh shit! Well, it's funny. He gave me a segue, and I was like, I tried to jump on that segue, but he had a few more things to say. But guys, if you don't mind, we got to switch over because it happened while I was working today, and IGN came out with more details and more importantly, more gameplay for the Halo Infinite campaign. And I gotta say, guys, the first, the first kind of re-showing of the gameplay, I was like, all right, this is cool and stuff. But what IGN showed and what they said, even with the, I would say, lackluster gameplay from the whoever was playing the game, what they showed today, in my opinion, is freaking awesome. And they're talking about that semi-open world. They're talking about boss battles. They're talking about Spartan cores to upgrade your abilities, like your grapple hooks, stuff like that. And they really went in on this, and I am incredibly excited for this campaign now. So I'm actually going to go with K Mega first on this one.
Yeah, I'll be quick.
Yeah, K Mega, what do you think about what we saw, man? Is this kind of like killing anybody's, like, oh, I'm concerned about the campaign type situation? Well, what you saw today is should there be more confidence out there that we are going to be getting a quality campaign with Halo Infinite?
When I read the comments on the IGN playthrough, there was a lot of people saying that they have confidence in the story, but you know how the internet streets work, and they're going to just do the same garbage that they always do, right? Like, they're just going to just say the same things consistently and say that it's not good enough, blah 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 blah, right? But the one thing that that bothers me out of all of this is that they keep calling this as a soft reboot. It's not. It's a continuation of Halo 5. That's it. Let's stop trying to take away Halo 5. It's not. And it annoys me because when I was reading the article and then I listened to her say it, but she didn't say the things that she wrote, but she kept on trying to take digs at Halo 5 and then trying to like, this is its own kind of own like game. No, it is.
No,
it is
Mega. She did say at one point in time, she was like, in terms of an entry level kind of like Halo, she was like,
Right.
they said stuff, they did stuff in the game that she was playing that you wouldn't necessarily get unless
Right,
you
no,
played the
yeah.
previous Halo. So
Right. Like that was one of her complaints was like, for anybody that hasn't played the Halo games, then you would be kind of left out because of that. But that's why I'm saying I call it a reboot. It's a spiritual reboot. It's not. Because if it's a spiritual reboot, then it is kind of resetting everything within the story to let you know how that kind of give you some back information so you can understand for people who hasn't played Halo. This is a straight continuation of Halo 5 and Halo Wars 2. Okay. With that being said, no, it looks good. It looks really good. It looks fun. I don't have really too many complaints. I'm just ready to play it. The one thing too is that when there were people that was making these narratives saying that throwing these narratives out there that the game was only going to be a 10-hour campaign, I do think that they said that they were playing 4 hours, and for 4 hours they were playing, and that was just for them doing one, and then kind of like doing other little things within the game.
they got to one
like,
boss. They got to
one boss, one boss, but then they had to fight these mini bosses, and it takes anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half. So that should tell you right there, if this game is gonna be what they said it was gonna be anywhere from 25 to 30 hours. So maybe there's gonna be people that's gonna speed run and probably get it done in about maybe 17 or something like that. But I'm just ready to get to it, see what's gonna happen, know more about the story. It just makes me understand that I feel that. And then one more thing is that when they said like the tearjerker part where it's kind of like it pulls at your heartstrings. Well, then the one thing that we were always saying that in order for 343 to make it their own, what they need to do and what people have also said is that they have to have that compelling type of story of 4 and give you the multiplayer of 5. Well, that looks like that's what they're going to do. Because if it starts off, kind of pulling at the heartstrings, then that's telling me that this game is going to be very, 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 very deep into the story. And then another thing, I don't know if you guys noticed, was that they also said, the conclusion. They were kind of finalizing this Cortana Master Chief situation. Not saying that Master Chief was going to be done, but maybe Cortana is definitely done. So I don't know, but if you listen to what they were saying, they kept saying like, this is the conclusion. This is it. So I don't know if that's something that they found out or whatever. And then yes, the probably my most favorite is that you find out in the beginning when the no guy sees Chief out there in the space, is that his ass got slid. He sit there and he seen Escharum and Atriox, and they tore their ass up. So Master Chief, that's probably why y'all did it up, because he had to get that ass beat. So he got deboed. So I just wanted to say that. So that's getting me very excited.
Why are you so happy about that,
because
sir?
Because I'm tired of Chief being like a damn Steven Seagal movie. I want him to get that work, and then we come back and then we kick that ass. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see.
It took two of them, man.
I
It
hate
took
Steven
the
Seagal movies.
Warlord, and it took the head of the Banished.
No. I don't even think.
You just said it took two of them, man. You said it took two.
What'd you say?
Bro. You said it was
No,
both
I said
Escharum.
I don't know which one it was. It could have been Escharum or it could have been Atriox. There's a picture of Atriox standing over Chief that's out there where he laid his ass down, and he was looking over him like, you ain't get the hell away from me. You ain't ready, little green guy. So that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. I want to see a badass dude. Like that's what Atriox is. But anyway, that's it for me.
Nice. And real quick, I want to shout out Sir X-Man for when we were talking about Forza, brother. I am not going to forget your super chats, bro. He says people are buying this game on Steam also. Facts. And that is facts, brother. Yo, they are out there. People are playing that game like crazy. I will be playing that game right after the show as well. But going into Halo, we haven't heard from Dark. Let's get Dark in on this. Yo, Dark, did you check out the new Halo Infinite campaign gameplay?
No, I've already seen enough of it to know that I'm going to jump in day one. To be honest,
you didn't see it at all. So you're not going
I
to be
don't.
able.
I don't want to watch it, dude. I don't want to watch anymore. I've already seen enough of it to know that I want to play it. So I'm gonna jump in it day one without knowing anything.
I'm just letting you know if you ever do watch that, your hype level is going to go like through the roof.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch it. I want to know nothing. You know.
All right. Well, we will save you for a future topic then, because we still got to talk about this. Let's go. Pred, did you check this out, man?
Nope, didn't watch it either. I was out. It's Vets Day, man. I was busy today, so I was gonna
Yeah, Bot acts like we don't have lives or some shit.
Yeah, man. Like I was out doing the Veterans Day thing. I came back and
no lie,
the Battlefield came out today, and like I mean, I'll get the Halo when it gets out, man.
Yo, check this out. Within 37 minutes of it dropping, and I am not ashamed to say this. All right, I'm a machine operator. I was operating 7 different machines at once today at work. I had them all.
So you're the Laverne and Shirley of the podcast.
I had them all prepped and set to run, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to the bathroom real quick. Ran into the bathroom, took out my phone, and started watching that shit. Like I was like, yo, my machines are good. I am checking this out, and yes, I checked it out on my phone in the bathroom at work. And didn't get in trouble for it. So until I don't think anybody I work with checks out this channel, so I think I'm safe right now. But
I'll do a Halo later, man. I was too busy trying to do this shit in Forza. I'm missing one fucking road I can't find.
Dude, the world is so crispy, so crispy. Yo, one of the first things I thought about when Master Chief was traveling on the Mongoose, and for people who don't know, that's the Halo quad. Right? When he was traveling on the Mongoose, I'm like, man, all the detail that's in the mid-range. Of course there's detail kind of like up front, around the character, like up close. But the mid-range, when he's like riding, around this cliff and you're looking over the cliff, dude, it is so crispy. It is so clear. It just looks so good, man. I was like, yo,
you owe me like 3 ducats for using crispy that many times.
I didn't know you had the copyright on this, brother. My bad. But well, speaking of crispy, let's go to you. You watched it, right?
I did.
Thank you.
Very. I don't know, like. I'm gonna stand on this hill and I'm gonna say they want you to play it single player first. I think they're bringing that logicalness that you are Master Chief, and the problem with co-op is at times like you just play the game and you don't realize like the gravity of the situation. And I really feel like they're doing this on purpose. Yeah, it might like people can look at it. Yeah. People will be like, oh, this is a bad thing. Like I want co-op. I understand that completely. Like most of the Gears games I played through co-op more than anything. So I'm not sitting here hating on you. I'm just saying like I don't know. Like this hits different. You know what I'm saying? It hits different, and you are the chief, bro. Like, they are trying to make you feel like the Chief. And I swear, if this game does what I think it's going to do, I mean, we're already talking about Forza, but I mean, my God, I mean, it's Halo, bro. Like, even I'm not a huge Halo player, but I love the story. The story is incredible. If you actually like look at it, you read some of the comics, like you can like kind of piece stuff together. They make it easy, and it's like man, like this story is incredible. And you know, this dude is just basically like just a badass, but he's also humble, which is just that's where it gets you. And I feel like they got you with this. Like anybody that loves like the story of it is going to be like, man, this campaign is great, but it's really going to come down to playing by yourself, at least for a period of time. You know, you might not play through it, but you know, once you add other people, you're already invested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's just a great idea, to be honest.
Well, Crispy, I'm not gonna co-sign on they did it on purpose, but I can definitely see what you're saying about playing it single player first, and I definitely agree with you when it comes to co-op. I've done many games with people co-op, and when you're co-op, half the time you don't even hear half of what's going on, and then you have people in there like, all right, what do we got to do when we just got out of a cutscene that basically laid it all out, what is going on and what you got to do. Like I'm in your boat. I'm in the boat when it comes to definitely play
what
it.
I'll say is, and I'll say this really quickly, is that you know I've played Gears with co-op, and that's what I usually do. I'll go multiplayer first, like what Gears 3. I was a beta tester. I did all that. Like I had the sawed off with the Nasher, and it was fun as hell, but it was also unfair. I mean, I can't sit here and bullshit. And what did I do? I got right back in the multiplayer as they changed it through the beta and everything else, and I just continued to play it. And then I went and played co-op, and I really didn't. The story didn't grab me the way it should, and then I went through it single player and I understood, you know, the gravity of what Gears 3 brought. So when I've gone and played Halos, it's like, okay, like I look at Halo 3 like a lot of people and say that's the best game I ever played, but it really came down to the story. You know what I'm saying? It didn't come down to it's one of the best games I've ever played, dude. Like it really grabbed me. And then I wanted to go and look back at what happened before that. I've said this many times here, anywhere else, like 360 is when I started playing Xbox. So that grabbed me, and now they're doing something that everybody thinks is either okay or is like, no, you can't do that. I want my co-op. And it's like, I don't know, dude. I think it's somewhat on purpose. I think they're going to make you feel like Master Chief. And you could look at it whatever you say, but Doom's been out long before Halo, and Doom Eternal made you feel like who?
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Badass.
I don't know. I haven't played it, so I don't know.
You have never played Doom Eternal?
No, I haven't played Doom Eternal yet.
Whoa, really?
Really?
Whoa, dude, you would love that.
You
would
shocked
love that
Crispy,
game.
dude.
Yeah,
You would love that game.
Everybody
I'm not even playing with you, Cam.
No,
You would love that game.
I have not played it yet. So,
dude, you got to use your whole fucking controller, bro. To actually be good at that game, you got to use the entire controller, dude.
Real.
It's really wild. Like I still haven't grasped it enough, and like I'm probably like I'd say a third of the way through on a difficulty I have refused. They keep telling me, drop your difficulty. I'm like, no, I won't do it. I just won't. I know I'm better than this. You know? But that's that
tough,
type of game.
Man. It's tough. It's not necessarily forgiving. It's not Dark Souls or anything like that, but it's a little surprising. Like when you get caught out by these demons or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? A couple times in a row, you're like, "Yo, hold on, man! You really gotta kind of."
Oh, and they'll change how they do everything. Like, dude, I gotta give them credit. Like, I don't know how the hell they did it, but like they make the replayability
that's
of a first person shooter like insane. Like, I don't understand. Well, no, nah, they're not in the same realm.
Oh, come on.
No, Doom Eternal is on a different level, dude. It's on a different level. Then Wolfenstein, absolutely. Oh yeah. Way higher level than Wolfenstein. Doom Eternal shits on most first-person shooters, as far as I'm concerned. Like, that game makes you play the game the way they tell you, and if you don't, you are going to be in a world of hurting. And that's what some people say about Souls games. You have to play this boss the way you play it. Well, you have to play this entire level the way they want you to play it, or you have no mercy. They are going to fuck you up. So that's what I love, and I'm telling you, like, I feel like Halo is gonna like hit different. Halo Infinite is gonna hit different, and people are gonna be like, "Oh damn, why didn't we ask for them to just go single player right off rip?" Because that's what everybody bitches about all the time. Xbox don't know how to do single player games. Well, they've done it, but there's been a lot of multiplayer involved. For once, there ain't no co-op. There ain't nothing. You play as Chief, and if you don't like it, tough shit. But most people are gonna play as Chief.
I have to agree with Crispy 100% on this, and this is the reason why. It's what you was alluding to, Bot, and what Crispy was saying was that once you play co-op, I play co-op with all different types of people. We're playing Halo 5, Halo 4, Halo 3, Halo 2.
I remember I jumped in co-op for Gears like out of the blue with you, and then I jumped
out real
quick.
You seen that it was because I was playing on the hardest difficulty. Your ass was
gone.
You was like,
nah.
Yeah, you was out. You wasn't doing it. But anyway, so this is the thing right here. Why I believe that they did this on purpose is because Halo 4's story doesn't get enough credit. Everybody talks about what? Halo 3. Because at that time, you can play that co-op and still kind of focus on the story a little bit. Or how people kind of play. I kind of play my games like I play COD. Like, I like to play the story and then I jump into the multiplayer, right? Or there's people that just jumps into Halo's multiplayer and don't even tend to the to the single player. The thing with Halo 5, right? The single player was had this crazy emphasis on multiplayer that and it's 4-player multiplayer. So therefore, who's really going to be paying attention to the story like that? You see what I'm saying? When you got 2 to 3 other people playing with you, you're going through it and you're just looking at it, and that to me is why I feel that they're like, you know what, 4 just didn't get enough credit. 5, regardless how some people may feel about it.
4 is my favorite story out of the entire Halo franchise.
4 is the best story next to Reach. Reach and 4 and 2 are the GOATs. Then it's 1, then it's 3, then it's I got 5 in the middle of the pack. But 3 is like near the last to me. I'm like, what? Everybody keeps talking about 3. Get the fuck out of here with that, right?
Well, that's because they love the multiplayer.
Yeah, that was the most played Halo.
Most played,
time, right?
Yeah.
So it's nostalgic. I get it, right? But to me, it's like I played Halo 5 story solo so many times. I can't, because I keep trying to figure out why people don't like it. Like, I'm like, or that they feel like it's just so bad. Like, I've played games that had a ridiculous, horrible story, right? And Halo 5 is nowhere near that. Now, you may not like how certain things were. It's not the best Halo story, no. But I'm like, this is probably one of the reasons. And they're probably saying, well, damn, we put all this emphasis in 4 to give Chief these emotions that he's never had before. And they still said that the story wasn't up there, or we don't get enough acclaim about the game being having a powerful story. So that's why I'm saying, look, we're going to hit you in the heartstrings the same way we did in 4, but this time you're going to pay attention to it because you're going to have to play it solo until for a couple of months, unless you're one of those people that want to wait until it's co-op. But to me, and especially like when people stream and do all these other things, there's too many things going on to really be paying attention to the story. If you got people with you and you got an audience that's watching you, and you're communicating back and forth. So what that's telling me is that, look, we put a lot of damn emphasis into this damn single player campaign. We want you to pay attention to it. That's how I feel about it.
You know, I hear you guys. Again, I'm not going to co-sign on they did it on purpose, but I can definitely see the benefit. Is everybody going to see it that way? No. There's some people that for some rhyme or reason that they just rather have co-op, and they do miss chunks of the story. I don't know how many times when I was playing a game co-op, and I'm pretty sure people in the chat, people on the panel, you guys have dealt with this as well.
Mm-hmm.
A cutscene comes up, it's like, yeah, everybody, shut the fuck up, man. Shut I'm trying to hear this, like
Yeah.
and you don't necessarily have to deal with that, right off the bat. And I feel that waiting one season before co-op is put in there for everybody is not necessarily a big deal. I will say when it comes to the gameplay and what this gaming journalist said about the campaign from IGN, it puts substance, like it puts the meat into the sandwich. When she was talking about the first boss, like, beat her ass twice before she was like, all right, well, now I really gotta come up with a strategy on this guy. And when talking about kind of like taking out these bases and what these bases are, they were UNSC when UNSC was on this Halo and they were fighting the Banished, but the Banished basically took them over because they won. You know what I'm saying? And trying to get them back. Again, hearing about the Spartan Corps and stuff, it puts the substance into it. And when you hear so much substance into this campaign, like, you just, after watching it, you come out thinking, damn, this is going to be a full-fledged campaign. Like, I don't think people need to be concerned about what's going on with the campaign. Did they show it later than a lot of people would have liked? Yes, but just hearing what was said and seeing the gameplay, I am incredibly excited for the campaign as much as I am for the multiplayer. And it wasn't necessarily like that in the beginning. When we saw the multiplayer come out, I'm like, oh man, that's no matter what happens with the campaign, I know I'm down with the multiplayer. But to see that they're really they're going in, like K Mega said, with the emotional, kind of like pulling at the heartstrings and such. That gets me excited because I believe 343 is great at storytelling. I've seen it with Halo 4. Halo 4 had me and my son in tears at the end of that, because it was before anything with Halo 5. You didn't know what was going on with Cortana, and to see the ending of Halo 4, man, I know there was people out there with watery eyes, when they completed Halo 4.
When them scientists got killed and Chief was trying to get there, I put my hand over my mouth like, oh my god, like
he didn't save him. He
didn't save him. Like, whoa, like, I mean, there was just you're right. There were so many moments in 4 that just like, yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but no, I am absolutely excited for this, guys.
Well, I mean, you guys bring up Halo 4, and everybody says the campaign was just way better than the multiplayer, and then Halo 5, the multiplayer was way better than the campaign. And if they actually add the two together, which we've been saying, a lot of us have been saying this, they add the two together, you're free to play as a multiplayer, which the multiplayer I've had, I mean, very sad gripes about it, but for the most part, I'm like, well, once I get how to play the game my way, that's when I go and try that. But that starts with the campaign. It starts with, for me, and that's the type of gamer I am, you got to look at it and say, I have to learn this game before I can go and jump into multiplayer. And for some of you, it's like, hey, I'm just going to jump right in. And I get that.
That's not necessarily me. Like when it comes to Halo, even though I've played all the Halos, played them extensively and stuff like that, I always go into the story first because especially with like new guns and such, like you don't necessarily know what they do, what their alternate fire could be, and all that good stuff. I mean, first things first, you want to go through the campaign. I want to hear the story. I want to see what's going on in terms of the Halo universe, Master Chief, and all that such. But I will go into the story first before multiplayer because I want to get a good handle on the weaponry as well before I get into the multiplayer.
Makes total sense. That's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I'm agreeing with you on that. I can definitely see that because I basically do the same. And I think I was trying to say that because me as kind of like a Halo veteran and Crispy, you're a Gears veteran that kind of messes in the Halo universe as well.
I mean, that's kind of what I'm trying to say is that I'm not expecting every single person to just pick up Gears multiplayer and learn it like in like 30 seconds. Like that's ridiculous. And Halo, I mean, I can't even count how many times I've got my ass handed to me in Halo multiplayer. But it really means something when they flush out the story. I think it starts with Joseph Staten, man. Like I don't know, like there's a different vibe, and I feel like if he really has any clout right now, he was probably the one that was like, let's just go single player first, and we can release the other stuff on this little DLC or whatever it is.
After
you know what I mean?
season,
like,
yeah,
like I feel like he's just like, you know what? People need to realize the gravity of the situation. And what better gravity than Master Chief? I mean, most people would want to be him at certain points. Like his courage, the way he does things, like do that.
Not after this saga. He's done.
He is not done, dude. You stop with that. That is blasphemy. That is
if Master Chief goes away and they put Locke in the fucking main role, I'm fucking done with Halo.
Locke's already dead, man. What are you talking about?
Locke's dead.
I believe as of now, Master Chief's like in his 40s.
Locke is DED dead. Brother.
Yeah, but I mean,
dude, he's gonna die. He's gonna die.
I mean, look at Tom Brady, bro.
You know what? If my boy Locke is dead in Halo, in Halo Infinite, I'll give him full confirmation that Chief's
gonna go save him.
That's what I mean. That's what I because you know what? Locke saved Chief. Let's go.
Oh,
yeah, dude.
That's it.
Yeah, dude. No,
right.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Yo, all in all, I think we're all the community out there you see in the chat. We're all excited for it, and the thing is, I think everything is just coming together now. People were wondering, and I think that's one of the reasons why they did also stay quiet for so long. They were working hard, kind of trying to do the improvements.
Is that my technical skills out there? Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Okay, keep going.
Yes, sir.
Right.
But they were there working hard, trying to put in the improvements that people were talking about or whatnot. And I think we're seeing everything just kind of come together now. And I am really excited, man. I am as excited for the campaign as I am for the multiplayer. I cannot wait. It is going to be a fun day December 8th when the game drops. I gotta check my work schedule, see if I'm working, because I will gladly work a different day just to be there for when Halo Infinite drops. And there was a question in the chat about me with Forza, asking if I will stream my gameplay. It won't be tonight. I got to create my overlay, but over the weekend I will be streaming Forza Horizon 5, so this way you guys can check it out. I am planning content when it comes to Forza Horizon 5 and when it comes to Halo Infinite, in the gunk as well, which December 16th. But with Forza, I will stream races. I will also stream vinyl creations as well, because I know there are people out there in the community that want to see me put together the vinyls that I do create. So you can definitely expect Forza Horizon 5 content on this channel. You can definitely expect Halo Infinite. I mean, that's a no-brainer. If anybody knows me, I will be going in on Halo Infinite as well. I'm talking like videos about the lore, and I'm talking about streaming gameplay, multiplayer campaign, all that good stuff will be on this channel as well. But guys, we gotta move on, and something interesting here. When it comes to PlayStation, it seems like there is at least a semi solid rumor going around that in December PlayStation will announce another remake from their kind of, like, I guess you can say, their classic PlayStation library. And I want to get your guys' thoughts on what this might be, but I also want to ask you guys, it, do you like the way that they're going with this? Now, I know we've grown more acceptable of kind of like remasters. I remember when it started in the previous generation, it was like, oh man, another remaster. Oh man, another remaster. Like, uh, it's like, where are the new games? Where are the sequels and stuff like that? And I'm kind of in that boat as well. I don't want either one of these companies just leaning on the whole remaster thing and just constantly bringing these games back. I do like what Xbox does with backwards compatibility, and I'm hoping they kind of open that up again and start putting more games in the backwards compatibility, because people talk about game preservation. I think that's the way to do it, especially with Xbox, because they have a way that the system brings the game more up to date, whether it's doubling the frames, whether it's adding HDR. There's stuff that the Xbox does that I don't see the PlayStation do. But with this one, I do want to go with our resident pony, Dark Optimus. Dark Optimus. Brother. So the rumor is PlayStation will be announcing another remake. What do you think this would be? Do you think they're going to keep going that single player route? Do you think they're going to pull maybe from their multiplayer pool, from their history? And what do you think, man? What do you think about this whole kind of like, almost leaning on remasters, man?
Oh, hi. Thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Love that.
You gotta remember, there's a difference between remaster, dude. So remaster is basically what they did with GTA, and a remake is what they did with Resident Evil 2 and 3.
Oh, so did I get the R word wrong? Is it remake?
Yeah, there's difference. There's a difference.
Oh yeah, you're right. Remake. My bad.
And Final Fantasy, yeah, those are remakes.
So, there's differences. I don't know where they're gonna go with this.
Before you get too deep into this, I do want to shout out, there is a new member to this channel, and I gotta shout him out. I gotta give him the spotlight. Thank you so much for becoming a member, Mr. RG Viper X, my bro. And yeah, dude, we do gotta finish A Way Out, and play It Takes Two. We got to get together on that. It's got to be soon, man. We got games just like raining from the sky right now when it comes to Game Pass. But shout out to you, newest member. Yo, hit up the emoji section of the chat, and you will see there are different emojis that you can now use for being a member. But my bad for cutting you off, man. I had to give him the spotlight, bro. I did.
It is what it is. You know,
He's mad at me, people.
our panel members don't get any respect around here, you know, from bot. So, um, the
It's so true,
with
though.
with this, it sounds like it's gonna be a remake. So I mean, it's gonna be something that I'm pretty sure it's probably Bloodborne. You know, they'll
So
probably
you don't
announce
think they're
something
going
like
too
that.
deep into their
Yeah,
library? Like,
it's not gonna be that deep. I don't think it'll be like a multiplayer game. I think they really are focusing on
Really? After
getting
Demon
newer.
Souls, dude?
I think they're looking at getting more newer type of multiplayer type games. I think they're looking at stuff like that. Um, After Demon Souls, well, I mean, you got to remember Demon pretty well PS5 when it came out. Um, I mean, not everybody bought it, but the people that did buy it said it was a fantastic game. And it was a fantastic
And you have
remake.
Elden Ring coming out, dude? I don't know, dude. I'm just
Elden
saying.
Ring's coming. I mean, that's the thing. I don't know what it's gonna be. It really depends on the game, what it's gonna be.
somebody said in the
For
chat,
me,
they really think it's
to me,
PlayStation All Stars.
I
Oh,
mean,
shit.
it could be. I mean,
Oh.
I just don't know
Could be a
what it's
mess.
gonna be. I mean, it just depends on what type of game it's gonna be. You know, like if it's something that I have interest in, then I'll play it. But if it's something that I have no interest at all, then you know I'll move on and play something else. It's like today. I know a lot of people are probably gonna a lot of the PlayStation guys are gonna be mad, but I canceled my pre-order for Horizon Forbidden West because Elden Ring's coming. You know,
Dun,
and
dun, dun.
I'd rather play that than play that. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know Horizon Forbidden West is going to be great, but you know,
Hold on.
Elden Ring comes
This
first.
just in: Pegasus Nation has just started a Spaces about Dark Optimus canceling his Horizon Forbidden West. Brother, you cannot join that Spaces. By the way, you got to stay here. Just saying.
I'm kicked out of the Pegasus
I
order.
think you're on
No,
trial right now
I'm on
on that
trial.
Spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you signed the contract. I mean, you know.
You mean the contract that I never got or signed? um, yeah, I've never considered myself a quote unquote pony in terms of when it comes to PlayStation games. I
We
mean,
did.
my favorite bread.
Uh-oh.
My favorite PlayStation game is probably I would have to say probably Bloodborne. Um, and that's only because it's from software. Uh, and that's the thing, like it it really depends on what they're remaking and how much detail are they putting into remaking it. Like, is it going to be a full blown remake like they did with Resident Evil 1 and 2 and 3, or is it going to be like a remake, like kind of like what's it called? What's that game that they said that they remade it, but it's not really a
Shadow of
remake?
the Colossus.
Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus. Yeah, that one.
Oh, dude, I was right. Oh,
Yeah. I mean, it's a remake, but it's not really a remake.
well, no,
It's kinda,
it is a remake, but it's such a dead world besides your character and the Colossus
yeah,
that, like,
yeah,
I mean, they kept the same gameplay
yeah.
and everything.
They kept the same gameplay. Like, is it gonna be like that, or is it gonna be like Resident Evil? And we'll see. I mean, if it's a multiplayer game, then it's great, awesome. I mean, PlayStation does need more multiplayer games. Um, but yeah, I think for me personally, I'd rather have it be single player, of course, because that's more my type of style gaming. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it's just a rumor. We don't really know if that's actually going to happen in December. Um, I could see it happening around the time when Halo gets released. To be honest, because that's fucking how shady fucking PlayStation can be sometimes.
Can you imagine if it
So,
is like PlayStation All Stars? Like, people would laugh at that. Like,
I would laugh at that because I'd be like, well, that's the stupidest that's the stupidest thing that they could remake, to be honest. 'Cause that game is just it's no fun. Like, well, why would you even
Why
remake
not bring
that
back
shit?
Sly Cooper, man? Like seriously.
They are
That's what
bringing
I'm
back Sly
thinking.
Cooper.
Well, they are bringing back Sly
They are
Cooper.
bringing back Sly Cooper.
Oh, they
Yeah,
are.
they
Nice.
Yeah.
they have said something about it being a new Sly Cooper.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
not a remake.
Okay.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. December, I mean, especially December is gonna be interesting because not only does does PlayStation not have anything, but Xbox has 2 games coming out that in December. So
Yeah, and like December is getting packed with either like gaming information, games dropping and stuff because that's the month for the VGAs as well.
VGAs too. So I mean, actually, VGAs are on the same around the same time that Halo Infinite comes. Actually, I think they're that Thursday.
Wow. See, that's
Yeah.
That
crazy.
same week. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. That's December. That is definitely a month to look forward to. Yo, K-Mag, I gotta say this gameplay, that creature, I love the animation of that monster, like the how he crouches and kind of like moves and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. This game is dope. I've been telling people about this game. This game is on Xbox, and so yeah,
Do,
Wan Yang, I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, it's there. It's available. Once I seen it, I was like, oh man. And so it got a lot of people's attention because when I showed the gameplay on Twitter, people were like, "What is this?" I said, "Man, this is on Xbox. I mean, this is one of those PC ports." And another game that I showed too that where that's the other PC port. There's 3 of them that's supposed to be coming over to Xbox and I believe PlayStation as well. But yeah, they'll definitely be coming over. So I'm really excited for these PC ports to be coming over to Xbox. I am excited about it.
nice,
It
nice,
is a
brother.
good game. Really
Well,
good game.
since I got you, talking and everything like that, man, I gotta ask you about this remake as well because, and I'm excited to get to Crispy because Crispy's that more multiplayer guy. But like, what do you
Right.
think this game might be? You think they're still going that single player route? I think Dark, he's leaning towards Bloodborne, which we're not even kind of going back in history. I'm trying to get like back in history.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm
yeah.
Way
saying?
back.
I think the whole reason why they purchased Blue Point is because of that reason. I feel that they are going to go back. Um, there's been some highly requested games to come. This one, though, I do think that this will be something in the PlayStation 3 era, so I think it's going to be Resistance. Um, but I wouldn't put it against Sony to come out with Dragon of Lagoon. And that would be like almost Final Fantasy 7-ish if they do that. Like that would make the JRPG community go like a banana crazy shit. Like wow, I mean included. Like oh, so
Like, imagine if it's Final Fantasy X or something like that.
well, yeah, like, but I think if they were going to go that route to go that far that is a very popular JRPG is Legend of Lagoon.
Yeah.
One of my favorites is Legend of Legaia. I would lose it if it was Legend of Legaia, but I think it would be more of Legend of Lagoon. I think that was the more popular of the two, and I think that was the whole reason why they got Blue Point is to kind of get those type of titles to be remade. And I think that if they would do that, it would be nuts. But I don't think it's too far fetched because I mean we see what they did with Final Fantasy VII Remake. If you did it like that, like an action JRPG and that type of style, I mean, who can be mad at that? So I think that would probably be the single player game. I mean, of course, I'm guessing. But if it's a multiplayer game, which I think that would be more recent and probably more easier to do, would probably be Resistance, in my opinion.
Okay.
And also, I do want to say too. I want to bring up a point about the Forza situation and I forgot to say it was that another thing of why Forza is so dominant It's because PlayStation put out a commercial for GT7 out of the blue. That when you see PlayStation dropping something nowhere, that tells you something right there that, oh shit, this is getting too hot. We gotta let people know PlayStation's still around. So that was another point of me. So, but we'll see. I see James R saying that's not going to happen. Sega won't allow it. Oh no, he's talking to you, maybe, Bot. I don't know. But
No, he was talking to somebody in the chat. Somebody said like,
oh, okay.
the
Because I was
20th
like,
anniversary.
I thought Dragon Lagoon was a PlayStation, was a Sony title, but yeah, that's the, I think that's the big one to get people out their seats. That game, I know that maybe not everybody on this panel know about it or heard about it, but if you've been a long time PlayStation gamer, you know what that game is. You know what I'm saying? That game is serious. So that would be huge in my opinion.
All right, brother. Like, and I want to get to Crispy next because I feel like, Crispy used to be a PlayStation gamer, and again, he talks about the multiplayer and stuff. So, Crispy, what do you think this supposed remake might be? And do you think they're going to go single player, or finally dip into that multiplayer for maybe a title that you have been wanting for a long time, bro?
Are you in my head, Bot? I mean, come on.
It's one of those nights, brother. It's one of those nights.
Well, what I'll say is SOCOM.
I knew it.
U.S. Navy SEALs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You remake that, it will be 20 years old on August 27th next year.
Oh,
it will be 20 years old. It came out in 2002, motherfuckers. All right, and this is one of the first games that if you had the right hardware, which PlayStation's known for, you got to have the right hardware. Well, guess what? If you had the modem in the back of it, you could play multiplayer on this.
You could play multiplayer.
PlayStation was actually, well, no, because they didn't require DSL. You could actually play on a 56K. A lot of people don't realize that.
We didn't have 56K back then. We didn't have 56K back then. We still had AOL dial up. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's 56K. 56K modem.
No, we had AOL with the disc. That was not no 56K back then in 2000.
With the disc, man. Oh shit.
The disc. AOL disc.
This is kilobytes, not megabytes. 56K. That's what it meant.
No.
Kilobytes.
That game did not work for me. Madden didn't work. None of those games worked for me back then. So
well, it somehow worked for me. All right,
well,
and
it's that Connecticut internet, bro. You don't know about that, though.
Well, actually, we have one of the highest internet in the entire country, by the way.
Mega, you gotta remember, you live out in the swamps, dude. Of
yeah, I'm saying, like our internet game.
I don't want to get on internet topics. I want to talk about what they should do. They should bring this game back, and if they're gonna remake it, fucking remake it. Because if you remake it, the single player and multiplayer were on point. Single player obviously was more on point because of the internet at the time. Other than that, the game, bridged boundaries I can't even fathom when I was a kid then. I didn't understand how this shit worked. That's the way I felt. And there's so much technology out there. Fucking use it, PlayStation. Like, you gotta do something that's out of your realm. You're great at the stupid shit you do, but at the same time, you have to look at what other people consider great. And they don't do that. They continue on the same path. And I feel like if you're gonna remake something, you need to remake an IP that hasn't been touched in 10 years. Realistically, look at it. Look when the last games of SOCOM came out. It's been 10 years. People don't care. They don't give a shit. They played their Halos. They played their Call of Duties. They played whatever the hell they wanted. They played their Maddens, for the love of God. I still hate myself for buying some of the Maddens I bought. Okay? And K-Mega might disagree with me. That's fine. But dude, like I just don't understand why I purchased it. Made no sense to spend $70 on that. You know, when I could have updated the roster and done this and that and did a few little things and had the same game a year before for free. It makes no sense. So SOCOM has just not been touched. And they have the IP. And it's a nostalgic IP. But on top of that, people, you know, like young kids like 12, 13 right now have no clue what the hell this game is. All they see is SOCOM, U.S. Navy SEALs. Like, they throw that out there. I'm game, bro. I'm buying the PlayStation 5. There you go. I already said it. I said it before, and I'll say it again. You do it, I will buy. Okay? Because I believe that they have great remake, remaster, whatever the hell you want to call it, potential. But you have to remake that game. You have to remake it. You have to make it what it is now, but at the same time, make it exactly the way it was. It's hard to do, but I see no complaints from the actual Souls player that loved Demon Souls. And this is a totally different developer that remade the game. So I want to see it, but you know what? Are you going to bring the multiplayer? You can go single player, but are you going to do what you did?
Well, I think with
You know,
with today's technology, I think focus would be, multiplayer as well, because we have, we're in a world where a lot of
well,
multiplayer
I
is
mean,
there. You know what I'm saying?
they could get away with not doing the multiplayer because even like K Mega, like 56K, dude. Like I played on 56K SOCOM. You know what I'm saying? With the big ass brick in the back of the PlayStation 2.
I bought the big
You know
ass
what I'm
brick too,
saying?
but I just did, and I, like I said, I mean, I seen what Viper was saying, but it didn't work for it.
I'm
Didn't.
not
We had
I'm not
AT&T. That shit wasn't
disputing
working on
that.
them before. We had the AOL, and then we got AT&T. That shit wasn't working like that. You
So
know what I'm saying? So,
they might not need that, and that's where I would be like,
yeah.
oh well, I'm gonna do it because I just said I would. But at the end of the day, like you can't bring a little bit of multiplayer something because that's what I always question. Like you gonna bring some multiplayer? Like how long everybody been waiting for that Last of Us 2 expansion? How long's that been?
Oh.
All right, like let's be serious. I mean, what they announced that? God, what 8 months ago, if not longer? Last
You're
year,
talking about
maybe.
factions,
last
right?
year they talked about that. They talked about last year.
Yo,
Yeah.
me and K Mega, we have a thing going about factions. Like I went out
Well,
on a
that's
limb and said that they're gonna charge for that separately. And he's like, no,
well.
they're gonna throw that in the
No,
game.
you're gonna buy it for $70
Oh,
unless you speak up and you stop allowing them to do this to you because at the end of the day, I waited for Forza Horizon 5, and as far as I'm concerned, I might not be as far as everybody else, but the experience is not far off. Now, I get it. People are having issues. Microsoft's trying to do some wild shit and be like, you play on PC, you play on the OG Xbox One, you play on the Series X, you play on the Series S, you play on the One S, you play on the One X. They're gonna be like, you play everywhere.
play on your
You
phone.
know what? They're gonna take some heat for it, and I'm fine with that. But at the end of the day, they are thinking of the gamer that what they have, rather than forcing you to buy a certain console, and then on top of it, probably playing another $70 to play the certain game you want to play. That's some bullshit.
I hear you, bro. I hear you. Yo, shout out to Sir X Man talking about the whole internet. Hitting up that super chat again. Thank you for the support, bro. He said he had broadband in 2001 from Comcast. Well, aren't you special, sir? Aren't you? You were one of the few that had the broadband, but
He's special.
but yo, let's get to Predator. Predator. When it comes to this supposed remake, again, it's a rumor. Sony hasn't come out and said anything about this yet. But what do you think it would be, and how do you feel about kind of like another possible remake in the pipeline, man?
I have no clue what game it could be. I will say that this whole generation with Sony has been a lot of remasters and remakes and stuff that people have already played in the past. And one of the main, going kind of back to the Forza topic for a second, like one of the main like goalposts that people were trying to throw out there was, well, what's different from this one
It's
to the
DLC.
next one?
It's DLC.
Yeah, yeah. What's different? But they'll champion for remakes and remasters this whole generation. I don't, I don't, I have no fucking clue like what this game could be. I will say last gen they did a good job bringing out some new franchises. They rebooted God of War. If you want to, say that. Um, Days Gone was new. Horizon Forbidden, whatever it is now, was new. They made a lot of brand new franchises last gen. I don't like that they're remastering those same games already when they could just easily just do back compat. So like in
Dude,
this,
yeah, what is up? Like they beginning
I
of
just don't think they can. I think there's something wrong with the hardware. They're just not able to do it. So that's why they're remastering this game. I mean, I don't know what wizardry Microsoft is doing, but you would think that Sony would have followed suit. But if they're trying to make money, why would they do that?
it gives you to
You
buy
see
the
they're
game
Come
again.
on,
charging.
Pred. Come on, Pred. It's all software, dude. Like Microsoft just understands software better.
Yeah.
They're,
I mean, I was
they're
trying to be funny when I
leveraging
said
it.
that.
That's
I
all
was
they're
trying to be
doing.
funny when I said that, but I think it's to get that cash grab. That's why they're slow playing, putting things on PC. That's why they're charging people for, you know, they're making yeah, they're making remasters of games they could easily. I mean, I say easily. They could or should be doing is back compat, right? They're charging people $10 for upgrades from one system to the next. I don't. I want to think it's a software issue with the system, but I also kind of feel like it's a cash grab for them too, because PlayStation hardcore fans are PlayStation hardcore fans, right? They're gonna buy whatever the fuck Sony puts out. So, and they know that, so they'll just keep making the same game three different ways. I mean, it's worked for GTA for fucking three generations. Why the fuck not, right? If they can get an extra $10 off of that game, with with very little work to doing it, I mean, why not? But I have no idea what this game could be. But I think K Mega alluded to it before about them getting Bluepoint for the specific purpose. I think it's a waste of resources. They could be using those people to do, if they were able to make those games back and pat that time they're spending making this game a remaster, remake, whatever the fuck you want to call it, they could be making other games. But instead, they have to buy a studio to do it for them. If that's your bag, that's fine. I mean, that if I don't play games like that multiple times. So, like once I'm done, I'm done. Right? I'm not gonna go back and play the new version that was 2021 and 2028. I beat it. I'm done with it. There's fans out there that like that kind of shit. But once I finish the story, I'm done with it, and that's just me as a gamer. But um, I just can't see myself spending another $70 on a game I played 8 years ago. This is me. But if they're gonna reboot something, though, I think Crispy says SOCOM. That would be my guess. But they haven't really. You look at their history of multiplayer games in the past 10 years, first party at least. It hasn't really been that good. I can't really think of any that have been really critically acclaimed or anything like that. So correct me if I'm wrong, but whatever.
Yeah, I got you. And Pred, you've always been like that. Like once you play a game, that's pretty much it. You've stayed consistent about that, like all the way through this, man. We do have. I got one more topic for you guys, and I think this is a topic that K Mega is really going to get into, possibly Pred as well. But before that, I just wanted to throw something out there because, Halo. I mean, Xbox's like 20th anniversary kind of like show is coming up, and somebody on Twitter posted that some new games were suspiciously added to the old Xbox marketplace. And I just want to read this list before we get into the next topic. They're not related, but Dead or Alive 1, 2, and 3, Manhunt, Max Payne 1 and 2, Oddworld Munch's Odyssey, Red Dead Revolver, Star Wars Clone Wars and Episode 3, and Thrillville. The first few on that list, Dead or Alive 1, 2, and 3, if they come back with and people are suspecting that they're coming back with the backwards compatibility kind of like program and adding more games to it. If they put in DOA 3, I am a happy man. Manhunt as well. Crazy game. Max Payne 1 and 2. Oddworld. I'm excited for the show.
Okay, you know what, Xbot? Your Dravatar is a dick. I am driving.
I told you,
man. This
he's
is
a piece of shit, dude. He's a fucking
like he ramming me for no reason. I'm not even.
Yeah. That's how bot drives in real life. Too.
How do you think I get home on time every Thursday when I work?
I thought you was the cleanest driver in the block. Like, man, everybody kind of moves out the way, or there's some, but your character was almost.
What Bot's saying? What Bot's saying is his car looks like a raisin. That's what it looks like.
Wow, he was tearing my ass up. I just had to like slow down and let him go fast. Past.
How's it feel, K Mega? How's it feel? Because you treat people like that online all the time, bro.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I mean, people will be seeing my gameplay when I'll be streaming. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna pick out the cleanest ones. Oh, you're gonna be streaming. All right, I'm gonna capture those and then I'm gonna.
Hopefully you'll be in there playing with us, and then there won't be.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go and download it afterwards and just highlight every time you rammed into shit. I'm just gonna say rammed into other people. Okay. I'm gonna make a compilation, bro. That's what I'm gonna do.
You go ahead and do it.
Ramming.
Do it. You'll get cluttered up by your shit anyway.
Yo, what is up, Callie? Good to see you, bro.
We're gonna have to make a PSA. Stop the ramming.
All right.
No.
All right. So
Stop
last topic,
topic,
because we can get into the whole Xbox anniversary thing. We can get into that next week. We're gonna have stuff to talk about when it comes to the show and everything like that. But I want to talk about EA greenlighting another fight night, but then making it take a backseat to UFC's development. Like, I feel this is absolutely insane because so many people out there have been screaming for another fight night. I think a lot of them would gladly have them kind of like focus back into fight night over UFC. Like, it is crazy to think about. Yeah, no, we greenlit this. We're gonna be making a new fight night, but hold on, guys, we got to get this UFC out first. So, I don't know, K Mega, how did you take this news, man? Like when it came down to it, I know you got to be excited, but then
I'm definitely excited.
But then they're gonna put it in the backseat though for UFC.
Well, listen. UFC is a more popular type of sport than boxing right now. Boxing is a shell of itself because they never changed. They never, the people that were in charge, they're all criminals and crooks, and so they pretty much destroyed the boxing. Especially, it's really sad and it's unfortunate because if some of these young people could see boxing like we did when we were younger, oh my God, like UFC wouldn't have stood a chance. UFC, there was always mixed martial arts type stuff, but it didn't take off until boxing just kind of died when all the big named people started fading away. So
I was around during like Sugar Ray Leonard. Of course,
Right, yeah,
Of course,
Hearns and
Mike
Hagler
Tyson.
and
Mike
Roberto
Tyson was a
Duran and
beast, yo.
yeah, like I'm saying, yeah, Riddick Bowe, you got
Yes.
Spence, and, I mean, just Larry Holmes. I mean, look, I watched boxing. Boxing was that was life for me. Boxing, basketball, football, right? So, but listen, there's still a huge, I wouldn't say a super huge group, but I would still say that there's still a crowd of people like you. There's millions of, I would say that they sell millions off of bringing boxing back. But the fact of it is that UFC is just much more popular. This is what's crazy, right? Like, so I usually would get gifted games sometimes and things like that. So I was like, I'm going to give back, right? So I gifted, and I was thinking about fight night and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? So I gifted a couple of people. Sir X-Man was one of these people. UFC 4, right? Like, what I'm saying? And it wasn't on sale. I just gifted like about 3-4 people that game. I ain't never seen Sir X-Man boot that game up. I don't even think he got it in his hard drive. So I was like, you know what? Okay, stop being I will never be a good Samaritan again. I was just playing. But I just looked at it like, well, damn. Because like people when they play UFC that are novices like me, we like to stand up and box. Like, what I'm saying? Like I'll throw a couple of kicks, but I like to do, I like to box. So, when people get you to the ground and shit, like I was trying to learn how to play and try to get off the ground. Yeah, the grappling and stuff. Like I enjoy it, but you know what? I'm a novice. I've never really been into it like that. I'll watch a couple of highlights or something like that, but it's never been my forte compared to boxing. So I'm really excited about this. If this is true. Also, EA now knows that there's a boxing game that's coming out from another studio, and the game looks really, really good. So maybe they're saying like, okay, maybe we need to go ahead and bring this boxing game out because we see that we already lost basketball. We will, not then they can still make a NBA Live, but I think personally what EA well, no, I agree. I think what EA should do is go out and counteract by bringing because of the rumor of EA Big is supposed to be coming back, bring NBA Streets back.
NBA Street Volume 2 is one of the greatest games ever made.
The Streets games were so ahead of time. A lot of those games from EA Big were ahead of their time because I mean, that was SSX, XSX series. That was Def Jam for New York. BMX. The EA Big was amazing. And so I would, if I was EA, I would go that route. I wouldn't try to compete with NBA 2K. NBA 2K is too settled in. And when you jump into NBA 2K, there's so many modes in there. There's not going to be, I mean, Kids Move will still be playing NBA Live, but I mean,
the only one. The only one.
That's going to be really about it. So, you know what I'm saying? So 2K is the king of NBA simulation basketball. So let EA bring that and boxing and SSX and try to bring back something else from that. Like some of the game Def Jam again. Try to bring those games back, and I guarantee you, EA will get back in people's good graces quicker than what a lot of people anticipate. Especially with other stuff that they're going to be drinking with Dragon Age and they're going to bring another Star Wars. I definitely think Titanfall is going to come back at some point. So EA will be back in good graces if they just bring back the right games.
Did I just hear? Oh, Titanfall. All right, yeah.
Titanfall 3. Yeah, what you think of say? What you said?
I don't know. I thought you're still Anthem for a second there.
Yeah, no, I know they need to bring back Anthem. I'm still listen. Just like what I said about Halo.
They're working on it, right? K Mega is going to make a comeback.
Just like I said about Master Chief Collection, and you was joking, you was clowning me, you was doing all that, right? You know what I'm saying? Anthem is too unique of a game because you don't want a Ubisoft or a Sony or somebody to come out with that type of game and then it's successful. You have to bring that game back. You have to bring that. Anthem was not a bad game. I don't know what it just didn't have the content. Anthem was not a bad game at all. Like
BioWare should not have been a part of that. That's the way I look at it.
So yeah, no, Anthem was not a bad game. It just didn't have content to keep up.
Dude, that's because BioWare should not have been a part of that. It was a games as a service model, but they tried to add story and it made no sense whatsoever. And it actually killed the entire game if you played through the story.
I beat the story. I got like 150 hours in the game.
Dude, but then you went to games as a service, correct? Then you're like, I'm done.
Oh no.
He said 150 hours, yo. Like,
yeah.
A couple old ladies over at the church would be like, bless his soul. Bless his soul.
Yeah. I know it. You sit there and you keep talking about that. I mean, listen, but you know, when they bring Anthem,
you heard it first here. K Mega is an Anthem lover right here, right now.
An Anthem lover too. Shit, don't get it twisted.
Who?
Yeah, no. Pred plays games and then he gets done with them. That's what he does.
Well, speaking of Pred,
love Anthem. Let's go.
I want to get Pred's take on this whole fight night thing, and then you know, basically it's still catching a backseat to UFC, even though so many people want another fight night. Pred, what do you think, bro?
I don't get into boxing, the UFC like that. I'm not a huge game in the. I love Fight Night. When I play a game, I play Fight Night if it's a fighter, that like a boxing game. Like that's all I know growing up as far as fighters go when it comes to boxing, just straight up boxing, not like Street Fighter and stuff like that, stuff that K Mega plays. But as far as boxing goes, I mean, we had some what I remember a game called Knockout Kings. Do you remember that game?
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Like there were some other like kind of arcadey ones that I like, but like
Ready to Rumble.
Ready to Rumble. But Fight Night was my shit. Like I wasn't really good at it. I'm just in there just punching this shit and just hitting the B button and shit. But I mean, I like playing the game and I like, as a fighter, because I'm not into fighters, but I like playing that for whatever reason. Just building my character up and getting like, it just went away, and then people kind of forgot about it. And at least here in the States, I don't know how it is in other countries. I almost feel like UFC is more popular than boxing is. But then every now and then you'll have a fight come up. Like I think every other week or so you'll get a good UFC fight. And so because they're so frequent, it seems more popular. But we don't get a lot of good boxing matches anymore. Like like. Most people can't even name, 5 people in the boxing realm that are good, or just 5 people.
Boxing is it's increasing in popularity again, man.
Yeah, but there's always got to be, the thing is there has to be a good fighter, right, for it to be popular. Like when Tyson was around, like back in I guess the 90s, like you can name off a boxer. Everybody watched boxing back then, but that was before UFC came around, right? Like you knew your Tysons, you knew your
UFC was around, but it
just wasn't popular.
But boxing was Boxing.
Well,
boxing
I mean, I grew up with
shit.
Tyson Holyfield, and that was
Roy Jones,
I mean?
I remember watching like even before that, like when my dad
when Tyson
Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, but put it this way, when a Tyson fight came on, everybody was watching that.
The world stopped.
Everybody was.
The world stopped for that.
We're hitting on pay-per-view. We having parties. Like we have a watch party. Like when Tyson fought, everybody watched Tyson. There hasn't been a fighter like that, a boxer like that, probably since Tyson. And I'm not into boxing, so
the funny thing was most of his matches were only like 2 rounds.
You could say Mayweather, technically.
Yeah, Mayweather and what was the other guy? The one he fought that everybody wanted to see fight, and he finally fought with some bullshit. Pacquiao. Yeah. Like those are more modern names. Like, but like as of today, like name me 5 fighters.
Oh,
you could say Tyson Fury.
Jones, Fury. Wilder.
And out of those 5, which ones are you stopping everything for on Saturday to watch?
I just watched the highlights after the fight's over.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right?
you know what I'm saying?
Like,
Yeah. I like the welterweights a little bit better than the heavyweights. The heavyweights just doesn't.
Yeah, Canelo just fought like this past week.
Yeah.
So like
Canelo's
I mean,
still fighting.
yeah, he's got all the belts right now.
He got all the belts. Yeah, he's a beast.
I mean, but like we don't get that. We don't get those Saturdays like that anymore that often, where everybody knows who the boxer is and everybody can't wait to go watch it. But when a UFC fight comes on, people know who's fucking fighting for UFC. They know what the undercards are. Even the undercards are good, right? So for them to go with UFC, I kind of understand it. But they have a UFC game, like almost every other year, it seems like, right? Or every year.
It's not
the last
yearly.
few have been pretty bad from what I've seen.
So this last one was good. So
that's my concern.
That's the reason why I bought it.
I mean, think about this for a second. They're waiting for the UFC people to get done with that, and then they'll make another fight night. That's the way I see that. By that statement, I say, oh, hell no. It's like you might as well throw that WWE bullshit up in there. Like, dude, I see mad people look at that the last UFC game and be like, nah, I'm good with this, dude. Like, they're just freaking glitching everywhere and shit. And it's like, dude, we need a game first. So if you're going to take fight night and you're going to just like throw it out there, are you going to do something with it, or are you just saying you're going to?
Yeah. There's a difference though with boxing. I think like getting those, and I thought I read this somewhere years ago, why it was so hard to make a boxing game is because each individual fighter owns their own likeness, right? They all want a piece of that money. Like, so you can't just put Roy or Mayweather or even the old greats on there. Like you got to pay them for that, right? Whereas with UFC, like that's kind of written into the contract. There's
a union, they got
like they go like look with NFL, you don't have to pay each individual NFL player money. EA does that, when they pay them. That's part of the contract. Like, hey, you're going to be in this game. Here's your little cut on the front end, right? So
there's no royalties. There's no royalties.
Yeah, and with the boxers, like that's why we couldn't have Jordan in video games for years, right? Because he owned his own likeness, and that's how these boxers are. And so we can't get him in the game. You'll get a Jordan-like player, like he'll be like 32.
That's why 2K11 was so popular, dude.
Yeah,
so you know what I'm saying?
Jordan, the greats are in the game because of the way that the union is set up and everything. And Jordan's retired, and he's like, oh well, shit. I need to keep myself relevant so I can keep selling my Jordans.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
true.
I can see why it would be a little bit more difficult for them to do a boxing game, even though it's something we've all cried for. But with this other game, and I haven't heard from that company in a while. Like, it looks really good. When I saw it, I guess like maybe earlier this year. I don't know how far they are in development and stuff like that, but like, I mean, that game looked really good. It's kind of like me and the crew, we play golf, right? Xbox and some, I don't play as much anymore, but we play golf. Like when that first game came out from HB Studios, the very first golf club game, it was not that good. But they got better, and then they got the license, right? And maybe this new team that's doing this boxing game, maybe they'll be that way. They start getting the licenses. I don't know how the game's going to look coming out, but give them a chance. If EA's thinking about making a boxing game, they probably are thinking like, oh, we've been asked for this game, and this company's coming in and doing it. Maybe we need to start looking in that direction right now, because if this new company gets it, it'll just be like the PGA Tour. Like, I mean, like they'll just lose it, and everybody will start playing golf club or whatever it's called now. So, I don't know. I mean, how long do you think it's going to take for them to make a boxing game? 4 years? Like Chris was saying, like they're going to make it.
unless they're starting to make, unless they've been trying to work on it. But yeah, it'll be a little ways.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I mean, I ain't gonna hold my breath on that shit. But what I do at UFC when I was playing it, I think it was 4, maybe 3. Like I just do it to boxing. Like I don't do the holding, the grappling, the takedown stuff. I just go straight boxing and just play it that way as a boxing game. So that's how I played it, man. I was like, I just want to box. I don't want to do all this holding and pinning down and shit. I just want to go up there and just square up and just go at it. And that's how I put my settings on sometimes. Play it that way. Since we don't have any boxing games right now, so we do need like an arcade boxers though, right?
Right.
Like that would be fun. Just some
Well, they
like
do got an arcade boxer. What is it called? Because I seen Colt playing it. What's the name of that? A Creed. It was Apollo Creed. It was a Apollo Creed boxing game. Yeah. So
yeah, I forgot about that.
yeah, I don't know how it was because I only seen him play it once, and then next thing you know, it was gone. So most likely he got it gifted to him and shit.
Yeah.
So because I damn sure don't see him buying that. So
Alright.
I mean, let's not fraud the public here. But we having a ready to rumble. See, this would be the perfect time for that type of game. I see people in the chat that was bringing up NBA Streets and NFL Streets. Those games are done. That's it, Jack. Like the best way that you can get there is you play the new modes on Madden that has like that NFL Street type of vibe, or FIFA, because they don't, the NFL and FIFA and all them, they don't want to promote violence.
Whatever happened to
like
that other company that was supposed to be making an NFL type game? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but then they renewed that contract. They'll be coming to talk about it again. After we'll see what happens in 2025, because that's when the contract ends between the NFL and EA. So
If NFL was smart, they'd open that up to more developers, get some competition in there.
NFL don't care. They getting that bag.
But then the NFL would reap the profits from either one, like both of them.
Well, no, they would, but I mean, the contract is already signed, is done. Now, the one thing that could definitely cause a lot of issues is the fact that Forza left EA. So maybe the NFL might look.
Yeah.
FIFA left EA. Yeah.
I was like Forza. I was like, what?
I'm like, what?
I'm sorry. Did I say Forza? I'm sorry, because I just won that damn race.
I guess we gotta let him be the country
got
today.
angry.
FIFA just
We gotta let him be country.
EA bought lost FIFA. EA lost FIFA. So
we got that 10 minutes ago when you were trying to say it. We got it.
Okay. That's cool.
Balls deep.
Wow. Well, Crispy, what do you think about the whole Fight Night thing? Are you excited about that? And what do you think about them still kind of, even though there's been a huge push, for years about getting another Fight Night, they're still gonna put it behind UFC. UFC is still their main concern.
Really? Because I don't feel that way. The one thing about a boxing game is you have to make it feel relevant. And if you're going to make it feel relevant and you're going to be simulation style like they were with Fight Night was very simulation style with a little arcade in there. And, the one thing you could sit there and say is, like, for me, Fight Night Round 2 was just amazing. Like, and I would play as Roy Jones, and I would literally take all the belts, and I would throw haymakers on heavyweights and knock them the fuck out. Like, that was enjoyable to me. So I don't know. I don't feel like because it sounds like it's the same development team that's doing UFC right now. I'm concerned about that because I almost feel like at times I'm watching, WWE and UFC, and it just makes no sense to me. I don't understand it. Like, everything is so strategic in how you actually fight in the world. You know what I mean? That some simple, little slip up can turn into you getting hurt. And I feel like they just messed that up completely. Like they don't even know what they're doing anymore. And it's not completely EA's fault. I think it's more or less the people that they have developing these certain games right now. And if you're going to go and bring this out here and you're going to go and say, we're going to make another fight night, but we're waiting on UFC, what is your automatic thought process? So the devs that are making the UFC are going to make the fight night? Is that what you're saying? Because if we're this far out, and unless they deliver with the next UFC, there's going to be a problem because the past two, from what I've seen, and I don't even play the damn game, people are like, what is this? Or they have like glitching shit like in the WWE games. It's like, what's going on here? I'm basically hugging the wall, but there's a character under me. Oh, awesome. Like, these are things that they need to clean up because when it comes to boxing, you have two hands. You're not allowed to use your feet or anything. You start doing that, that is against the rules. Okay. So boxing is very simplistic, but it's also very complicated because you don't get the option to do anything else but use your hands. Whatever way, shape, or form, you can hug somebody, you can do whatever, but you have to look at it and say it's so simplistic that I feel like somebody from a UFC developer would be like, well, why can't they kick them? What, we have to question this. What do you mean? That's not the way it works. Like, I have no confidence in that. Like, you need to have a full-on new development team. And the way they made it sound, it does not sound like that. I'm hoping for the best, but I feel the worst.
I got you, bro. I got you. But for I gotta say, for people who are excited, people who wanted another fight night, I mean, you're gonna get information now as the game is getting developed, over time. Um, it's not gonna be tomorrow. You got a full development cycle, kind of like kicking off, at least when the next UFC is done. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. I can definitely see how they greenlit it, seeing as boxing is kind of like making a comeback, is getting more popular. Um, and we'll have to see what happens. But guys, that's pretty much the show for now. I had an absolute blast talking these
I don't get
topics.
to talk about it.
I got some
Oh.
some news. I need to give me a little news thing. I don't have that on my sound, so let's just do this.
That's what Dark was saying because I guess I skipped him. We got to talk to Dark real quick about this before we wind it down. But go ahead,
Okay,
Game.
so all right, so I'm pretty sure some of you guys seen this earlier, but the Xbox is working on 1 versus 100. And it's definitely coming back. And also, and I remember when Phil said that when we did that little interview thing, and Phil said that when at the launch of the Series X, because that was a question that was asked to him. Another thing though, and Jamie would definitely be excited about this, is that there is a leaked picture. Now I don't know, of course, this is spec. People, how people like to do that dumb shit. I don't know why, but they do. That there is, out of one of the games that's been shown for backwards compat, is Max Payne 3, and it's up in the it's up in the it's up for sale in the Xbox 360, but it's not from this country, it's from another country. So if they bring all 3 Max Paynes, now the one question when they was talking about Dead or Alive, why they don't have Dead or Alive 4? Because that's the one right there. I mean, I love 3 too, but 4 is the
three is the
one.
one, man. What are you talking about?
Oh no.
Yeah, 3's the one, bro.
4 had the
Nah, dude.
story. Yeah, 4 had the story. That fight in the street. Oh my God, you can knock him into the sign. Oh my God. Anyway, but there's a lot of list of games that's out there. So maybe Xbox has been working on this for a very long time, and they're just going to. And what would be amazing if they dropped a Kabuya Blast, as I call it, and say, here is this fat ass list of like, let's say 30 games available. Oh my God. And Max Payne 3, Manhunt, The Dead or Alive, Persona Ultra Max, all that other stuff, man, that would be
I
just
need
insane.
Kung Fu Chaos in that list though, bro.
I, At that point, I just need Soul Calibur 5 and Wet, and then I probably would shut the hell up after that. Yeah, that I probably would. And Ninja Blade. That's it.
No
All right.
caliber.
Well, Dark, I do apologize for forgetting about you when it comes to this topic. My bad. I've been pretty good the last few episodes or whatnot. So you gotta give me a little leniency, I hope. But
Yeah,
what what
I'll
what
give you one.
what are your thoughts about the new Fight Night that is supposedly in development? But still, it can't take away any time from UFC. They got to do that one first, bro.
I'd rather have a fight night than a UFC,
Me too.
and I don't understand why they want to continue. I do understand why, but yeah, at the same time, I'm all like, you haven't done a fight night in years. Like, you should give people what they've been asking for over doing another UFC that probably people aren't really too interested in it anymore. Like, I played the last UFC, it was okay. There was a lot of things that I wish it did like Fight Night did, where when you knock somebody out, it looked like you knocked somebody fucking out, clean out, like like it looked good, and in UFC it was kind of like it doesn't look as good. Like it looks cool, it's fine, but seeing the ripples on people's cheeks when you fucking knock
Yo,
them
for
out,
real.
dude, in Fight Night was sick, dude. Like that
Mhm.
shit was funny as shit. And you just be like, you'd feel like a badass when you played it, like you're like, oh man, I'm freaking, when you knock somebody out, it was great. Yeah, I don't know, I don't know why they're doing UFC. I mean, how many UFCs have we had? Like, I mean, THQ had it for a while, but we also had EA has done four of them. So I mean, it's like, come on, we need something different. But we'll see. I mean, I mean that's all I can really say
Yeah,
about it. I mean, it's just a rumor right now. It's not really like a set in stone type of thing.
but I'm definitely in kind of like your camp. You've done UFC. Now I understand in terms of having a fan base and getting that revenue in, but there's been a huge call for a fight night for years now. Another fight night,
Way more than UFC.
yeah, and
Like people are. I don't see anybody really asking for UFC.
well, I mean they get it. Every year, every other year, whatever the cycle is, they get
It's
it.
every like couple of years. It's like every
Yeah.
couple of years that they get it. But it's like still like, does anybody really ever ask for it? I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that, man. So unfortunately, they're not making it the top priority, but if rumors are true, they are at least making one. So that's got to make people happy there. But Dark, any more on this, or are you good to wind it down now?
No, I'm good, man. Yeah.
All right, nice, man. I gotta get me some Forza in before bed because, like I said, I'm only working half a day tomorrow. I'm only working 8 to 2, and then I have the weekend off, which I am really, really excited about. But again, it's been a great show. Always love getting together with this band of misfits right here and talking all the gaming news topics and stuff. Next week is going to be really awesome because we're going to be doing the show after you know the Thursday after the Xbox anniversary show. We're also going to get in and kind of give our thoughts and opinions about having the Series X, Series S, for the first year and what we think about that. So that's going to be a great show. But like a 40-year-old with a comb over, it is time to get those plugs in, and I am going to start with the man, the myth, the legend, Crispy Bomb himself. Crispy, what do you got for an outro for us tonight, bro?
Well, gonna be on a hiatus Friday mornings, so Breakfast of Boom, as far as Christmas is concerned, is not happening anytime soon. It is called Turkey Day, people, and for a butcher, that means hell freezed over. So, gotta love it, but at the same time, not for me. At Chris Bomb on Twitter, Chris Bomb 20 Xbox Live. You can find me on Retro Renegade 7 p.m. Tuesday nights. And of course, for the meantime, you can also find me back here on the next podcast, 8 p.m. Thursdays, prime time.
Prime time. And what do you mean for the meantime? You moving? What's going on here, bro?
Oh no. It's called I Don't Have Anything Else. So
I got you.
the only time you hear Crispy is here. Oh, how about that?
Oh, next
For
podcast
at least the next 3 weeks, bro. So deal with it. You don't like me? Go fuck yourself.
Wow. That isn't.
Well, then I guess I gotta go fuck myself then.
Dude, wait until after you do your outro. You know what? We're gonna go to you next, okay? Just so you can.
During my outro.
No, we're going to you right now, bro. What do you got for me, man?
Perfection.
Just keep going. No. You guys can find me on Twitter, Dark Animus. You can also find me on Xbox and PlayStation at the same name, mostly on PlayStation. And yeah, you guys can find me here on the next podcast every Thursday.
Next podcast. Got you, bro. Love the energy for that.
Yeah, well, I get to the next podcast.
Oh, wow. The internet just cut you off. Nobody heard what you just said. That's beautiful. Love it. Yo, Predator. Predator, it is that time. I know you love getting together with us every Thursday and hearing us veer off topic for every single topic. But what do you got for an outro, bro?
Not much, man. I'm about to get in this Battlefield tomorrow, and since I couldn't get this fucking bullshit trial working today, and try and knock out some Forza, man. Hopefully next week I'll have everything beaten by then. We'll see. We'll have some updates on that, but definitely Battlefield the rest of the weekend. I'm done with Forza for now, so hope you guys like my drive talk because I'm running y'all motherfuckers off the road. So we'll see y'all next.
Nice, bro. And last but certainly not least, the man who now has a hole in his hip. It is K Mega. K Mega, what is going on?
You catch K Mega for 05 on the GRG podcast tomorrow night. I do apologize that we went on the rant instead of just talking about our topics. It felt good to be back. But we'll be getting back. That was my music in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, that music was making your voice kind of like cut in and out a little bit. I just want to let you know that, bro.
Well, that's fine. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. But you can catch me on the GRG podcast tomorrow night. I do apologize for the show because we had it on. I had all these topics lined up, and then we got into a deep discussion about like people looking for achievements and stuff. And I was like, that's my last time that I'm ever going to address it. I don't care. Somebody can say I don't game. I don't give a damn. That's it. No more. And so I wanted to address it. We did.
I didn't even think we did, man.
You know what I'm saying? I don't game. But anyway, so I've just been on the whole damn show trying to beat this damn race, and I finally did. So
achievement unlocked.
But it is what it is. We're gonna have a good show. We're gonna have 2 guests on this week. And I'm looking forward to doing it and getting into all this stuff because there's a lot of stuff that came out today.
Yeah.
And so there might be some more stuff to get leaked out tomorrow. The stuff that's getting ready to talk about, man. I think maybe this 20th anniversary might be a big deal. So we'll see. But I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, man, come and check us out on the GRG podcast tomorrow night. The Devin the Gamer will return. And I'll be back streaming again. I appreciate the people that come and check me out on Fight Night. I didn't go as long, was trying to maintain, but I was like, I gotta get up, I gotta get to moving. But I do appreciate the people that stopped through, played Dead or Alive. That's all we played was Dead or Alive 6 the whole night. So it was fun. So we'll definitely try to do some KI or do some other stuff. So come and check us out, or come and join us Sunday night, man, for Fight Night Sunday, man. Really do appreciate everybody that comes and do check us out, man. Thanks. Peace. And I'll be
Nice.
back here, I guess, next week. I guess.
I guess
Yeah.
maybe we'll find out if
Maybe.
he joins the Discord. That's yeah.
That's all you need to worry about. Is I'm in the Discord, then I'm there.
Wow. Do you hear that? Again. He's got a second chair next to his PC for his ego. But guys, shout out to you guys, everybody in the chat, everybody who checked out the show live, and of course, for the people who can't check it out live, who come in afterwards and check it out and hit up the comments as well. The next day I always get a bunch of comments. Some good, some otherwise, but it's always fun to check out the comments after the show. But yeah, no, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you again so much for hanging out with us. If you haven't done it yet, hit that thumbs up button. Definitely, if you're down for this show every Thursday, if you're down for Forza Horizon content, if you are down for Halo content, you definitely hit that subscribe button. Shout out to our newest member of this channel, Mr. RG Viper X. It is good to have you a part of this channel, and again, enjoy those emojis. Whenever you come and check out a live event, just emoji bomb the chat, man. I would love to see that. But guys, until next week, have a great night, and we will see you next week for the next podcast. Later, everybody.
In time.
Back to that sound.
This is Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. And you're tuned in to next podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.